I love it.
I heard Katie was coming, I almost didn't turn up. Now, this is not because I can't take offense. I've talked to, if you know me, you know I talk to anybody. But Katie is the perfect example of where we have to start drawing these lines. It's actually not funny. The stick it was entertaining, but it's not funny. It's not funny when you use the language of cockroaches to talk about human beings, to dehumanize them to the point where that language, cockroach, was the language that was used in the Rwandan genocide. That makes life more dangerous for people that look like me. So it's not funny. I don't enjoy sharing this platform, and I actually don't believe the platform should have been given, because I think we have somebody who's gone beyond the realms of acceptable offense. But I did come. I am a follower of Malcolm X on my last book. If you want to buy it, I'm sure it's in the bookshop. You will.
No way,
Malcolm
that's
said never turn down
hilarious.
an audience, and also, although it may be pointless, sometimes you just have to try and shame the devil.
Okay, so there's just so many contradictions.
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
He comes out terrified of little Katie. She shouldn't be given a platform, he says.
I actually don't believe the platform should have been given.
She's gone too far. Real righteous indignation, right? She pathologizes others. And then you realize he literally wrote a book called The Psychosis of Whiteness. But then he goes on to do a shameless book grift.
So my last book,
Oh, hopefully Mandy shot that
alluding
dude.
to Katie being the devil.
Sometimes you just have to try and shame the devil.
Now watch as he blatantly strawmans her position in one of the most low IQ monologues you'll ever see.
And the thing that's happened now, the one thing that has changed, is 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you didn't have professors of black studies. In fact, I'm one of 200 black professors in the entire country. It's very, very unlikely I'm standing here now. So you didn't have counter thought. You didn't have social media telling the BBC and ITV that actually blackface was bad in 2000. But then nobody cared because you didn't hear the voices. Now you can hear our voices saying these things are offensive, please stop, and the line is being withdrawn. And what people are actually saying is that we don't like our safe spaces of white supremacy being harmed. We want to, imagine Cambridge is a perfect example, my God. Come to any of these universities, Cambridge now, but 50 years ago, 60 years ago, these were the places of eugenics, the places of racial science, the places where Katie would have fit in well with all of her, would have supported all of her nonsense, right? And they were cocoons. You could just do what you liked. But now you've had to open up to us. You've had to open up to the great unwashed, to the blacks, to the spazzes. Is that the word? The really terrible word that you used. And you don't like to change. That's what this debate is about. It isn't about freedom fighters. It isn't about any of that. It's about those on the right wanting to have their cake and eat it. To be able to have the right to offend, but not have the right to consequences. The reason I was on my phone, Katie, because I was wondering, why is it that you got banned from South Africa? And unless I'm wrong, because this is what it said online, was that you're making a documentary about white genocide in a country which is... I won't have big.
Obviously, if it's something you Google,
I don't know.
You must be factually correct.
I said I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you're spot on.
So well done there by Katie. And sometimes less is more when refuting an absolute imbecile like this. He Googled it, so it must be true. But even if it is true, even if everything he just said was true and his Google search was totally correct, if she was banned from South Africa for going and doing that, then Katie Hopkins has my absolute 100% respect for having the balls to go over there and shine a light on this. What an unbelievable act of courage to go to a country where white people, white farmers are being targeted and murdered.
Kiss the poor, the farmer. Kiss the poor, the farmer.
And she made a documentary about it, the Killing Fields documentary, which you can find on YouTube. And this guy
crazy
would have been
how much
on a
she
knee,
thinks that's even
his stuff in the
possible,
air, when George Floyd died of a fentanyl
cognitive
overdose.
dissonance
But when
there.
it comes to the killing of white farmers, oh, no. We can't be acknowledging that. So you may think he's already destroyed his worldview, but in the next 3 minutes, it gets way worse. He actually destroys it with an alley-oop for Katie Hopkins and for myself. See if you pick it up.
If you want to give... I'm not going to... You spoke enough. I did say I didn't want to platform Katie Hopkins, so I'm not going to platform Katie Hopkins. So, no, white genocide is not happening. It's completely and utterly ludicrous. But we're supposed to defend your right to say it? No, why would we do that? And also, I think take someone like Jim Ratcliffe. Should he be arrested? No. But should there be censor? Surely there should be. That's dangerous talk. That's the kind of talk that gets people out in the street. That's the kind of talk that leads to more increased hate crimes. It's dangerous talk. This isn't just, oh, I'm just having a joke, having a laugh. It actually makes my life and the life of the people I love more problematic. No, but look, this not, you could all you like, but this is exactly what she wanted, right? Bleeding hearts for the police coming to her house. Well, guess whose house the police came to also? My house. Police knocked on my door because I accurately described Calvin Robinson, the disgraced preacher. If you see him, big afro, he was so deluded that he got fired from his job on GB News for defending Lawrence Fox, which is a pretty particular psychosis. But I accurately described him as a house Negro, and I got the police knock on my door. Guess who wasn't supporting me? Free Speech Union. Toby Young, nowhere to be found. My speech was not protected in that instance. And actually, the police coming to my door was actually the legal problem we have in this country. It isn't people like Katie, it's actually people like me. Incitement to racial hatred came in 1965. You might be surprised to find out that 5 of the first 6 people prosecuted under the Act were Black Power activists. 5 of the first 6. There's been a whole period of saying we're actually going to prosecute you for the laws which are supposed to protect us. As Professor of Black Studies now, I guess I'm more acceptable into the elite, right? So I actually get called to defend people in cases where they've been prosecuted unduly by the police. For example, the Maria Hussein. Remember Maria Hussein? She was the woman who had a placard at a Palestine rally that had Rishi Sunak and Suella Braverman as coconuts, right? She got charged. She lost her job. She had to go into court heavily pregnant to defend herself against nonsensical charges. Interestingly enough, this actually got to court because of the Henry Jackson Society, an American think tank, complained, no, not Platform and Katie Hopkins, and this actually came to court because I'm not accepted, sorry, Katie. Oh, Calvin, house Negro.
You called him a...
House Negro.
You called...
I didn't call him, no, let me just be, I need to be very clear about this. I didn't call him a house Negro. I described him as a house Negro. This is a different thing.
Okay.
No, so let me go here. Described him, and this is why it's important.
It's okay.
What? Firstly, I'm an academic, right? We have academic freedom.
You're an academic.
I write books about these things. This language, this language comes from, to my friend up the top, this language comes from resistance. House Negro, I call myself a house Negro. House Negro simply means you have some people who get into good jobs like myself and then somehow think that this is great for everybody. That's a house Negro. Coon. I had to write a report for somebody who sent a Daffy Duck emoji to a black MP because he was cooning on TV. Coon simply means those people who play up to white supremacy. That's a political critique. What else we got? Coconut. What does coconut mean? Why did Maria Hussein have a placard that had Rishi Sunak and Suella Braverman as coconuts? She was saying brown on the outside, white on the inside, because they represented a government that was prosecuting a war of genocide in Palestine and was really, really right-wing reactionary. That's critical critique. You might not like it, snowflake, but it's political critique. All right?
You're wearing a cross in your OnlyFans. What is
that a problem?
Maybe for Christianity, it could be. I don't know. I can't comment. I'm not Jesus.
I see people rock crosses all the time in all industries.
What the fuck? Imagine wearing a cross and you're an OnlyFans model. How disgraceful.
It's giving Kourtney Kardashian.
Oh, you do it for her, do you?
I do it for me. But
You
it's
just
giving more
mentioned her.
rock and roll than it's giving Christianity.
Imagine going to church and people ask, what do you do for a living?
Well, I
and
don't
you say
think she's
OnlyFans.
wearing it for church. I think she's
Well, then why are you wearing it
for
then? I don't wear a hijab for this set. Why?
She's talking about a cross like it's a fashion statement. That's why she's wearing it. She doesn't give a shit about Christianity or any of that.
I see people rock crosses all the time in all industries.
What the fuck?
I'm 30 years old. Not one of my friends has children. Zero. No one. No one's having kids. Do you know how hard you need to abuse a mammal to make them not have children? Like, look, GDP goes up. People have have enough food, and whatever. No one's having kids, and this is across the world. This is across both the West, the East, everywhere it's happening. So why do I not have kids? And the answer to that is I don't really know. This is the weird thing. So there's a thing that happens, especially with even younger than me. Like the kids are like 18 today. There's a huge problem where they don't dance. No one dances. They go to clubs and they don't dance. Why is this? Because you get recorded. If you're an 18-year-old kid, you go to a club, you get recorded. If you approach a girl and you mess it up, you get recorded. Everything is panopticon now. So if you had to ask me why, my answer is technology. My answer is social media. My answer is AI. My answer is algorithms.
Right.
I think there's a deep thing where we as a society have not dealt with the fact that we have to steward technology responsibly. We have treated technology as a Wild West.
Absolutely.
Just everyone can do whatever they want. Just sell all of our younger generation's dating lives to corporations for profit. And who pays the cost for this? Who has liability? For every person who doesn't find the love of their life because the whole dating market's fucked up, who pays for this? No one. There is no responsibility.
So research shows that fertility it's several things. It is technology. It's also the economy, so it's a lot more expensive. To some extent, it's also women getting more into education, which is a good thing. It's also pollution. So sperm counts have dropped 50%. They have halved over the past few decades, and we think it's because of industrial pollution. So all of this goes back to the economic system. That's why we keep creating these dopamine loops in our technology. Instead of connecting one another, you can get a lot more by making the suggestion of connection, and then people keep coming back. The simulacrum is a lot more profitable.
We're meant to be in the most connected time of social media, but I think it's the most disconnected we've ever been. I think a lot of people interact more with their phones or people through their phones.
Oh, is this what this guy looks like? Oh, I've heard this voice before, but I don't remember. If you're feeling better and rested and all, we should try. Yeah. I like this.
Phones, and they do it in real life.
The reality is 75% of women say economic viability is important in a mate. It's only 25% of men, right? Beyonce could work at McDonald's and marry Jay-Z. The opposite is not true. You will be disproportionately evaluated based on your economic viability. Figure out how to make money. Now, I have been probably addicted to it, and people have pointed out online that I see everything through the lens of money. I grew up without money, so it's always been important to me, probably too important. But I stand by the fact that as a man, if you are not economically viable, your self-esteem, your place in society, in a capitalist society, your ability to find a mate is going to be severely diminished. So we want to get in the best way to make a lot of money is start making a little bit of money. I coach a lot of young men. I'm like, if you have a smartphone, you can make money. Tomorrow we're going to start. I don't care if you need to be a Lyft driver, Uber driver, TaskRabbiter, going to Panera Bread where they're desperate for people and they start them at $18 an hour. But once you start making a little bit of money, you're going to realize how wonderful it is. You're going to start figuring out the marketplace, but you need to get out and make money. You need to be a provider.
He's not wrong, but you do it for yourself and not for a woman. And then you have to be careful when you do have money. Is the woman only with you for your money?
A rich guy but cheater, or poor guy but faithful?
Rich boy and cheater, obviously.
Me too, a rich boy and cheater. I don't care. The same. I think I would choose the rich guy. They always cheat at the end, so yeah, so you might have fun a little.
A rich guy but a cheater. I prefer money.
A rich guy but a cheater. I love money, so cheater, it's okay.
A rich guy and cheater.
Why do you choose a rich guy but a cheater?
Money can make me happy.
I would say a rich guy but a cheater. Definitely a rich guy but a cheater.
A rich guy but a cheater.
Stop it. Get some help.
Overall, you don't like him having any female friends?
No, not in the sense of like, oh, they're chatting on the phone, they're like trying to see each other, like, go for a coffee, for a lunch. Like, why? Like, I don't understand it.
Have you ever done that? Hung out with your guy friend without Larry's presence?
Yeah, because he hasn't been in Dubai for so long. But that
that's just like insanely hypocritical.
I don't think so.
It's one rule for her and another for him, basically.
I'll take an ugly guy that does not cheat, obviously, with financial security.
Just from the context that you said that, and that can be taken as like you saying that about Larry.
Larry Wheels does not seem like a bad guy, but I think he needs to work on his brain as much as he does his muscles. Wake up a little bit.
You should never move your weights like your husband doing. He's my dumbbell boy, weight boy.
Excuse me?
I was like, it's a girl. You should never move weights alone. Your husband should do it, or your boyfriend.
Listen, help me out. Give me a 10-pound plate talking all that smack. Give me a 10-pounder.
Do it.
Give me a 10-pound. This machine, right? Give me a 10-pounder.
Listen, stop pretending here you're tough.
I'm not doing it.
Please, baby.
For what? You recovered. Help me out. Just find a 10-pounder and grab it. We're a team. Stop manipulating me. Grab a 10-pounder.
Hey, what's your name?
Casey, what's yours?
Shit, my name Brian. Hey, you trying to let me pop that? What?
Can you delete that or I'm gonna go to the cops?
What?
No, can you delete that or I'm gonna go to the cops?
For what? What? She said I can't record with me in public.
Please don't record it. I was saying don't record it.
So she's the sidewalk police now.
You just said can I pop that pussy?
I never. Okay, now she lying. Now she lying. She said that I said I'm gonna what her? That's crazy. She said I'm gonna her. Come here. Come here. Come here. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
You probably don't want anything to do with me, but I watch all your videos.
Bro, she lied to the cop. She lied to the cop and said that I'm gonna her.
Hey, bro.
That's
we
crazy.
were just watching the stream, bro.
No fucking way.
She should go to jail for making such serious false accusations. And this guy also needs to just sort himself out. What are you doing going up to girls on a stream as a grown man and asking these types of questions? You're asking for trouble. Not that much trouble, but still, what the fuck are you doing?
Huh? How you doing? We're not recording.
Do your thing.
Oh, thank you, brother.
I ain't gonna mess with you.
Thanks. Sorry. Hey, where's the toothbrushes? The Oral-B toothbrush.
It's fighter privilege, innit?
What did you actually do? So like your pick on whatever.
Whoa!
Oh my days.
What? Yo!
What did you actually
What
do?
is
So like
that?
your
Stupid wig.
Whoa!
Oh fuck.
Nah,
The
I'm very
wig is
picky.
thrown.
Okay. I just, I just feel like, I really believe in king energy, and I believe that, when you take it there as a man, you're exchanging energies with people. So I'm big on the female's energy, her aura, what she like her mindset on life. If she's vibrating more positivity than negativity, at what mental health state she's in at the moment, because all that shit bounce on you or like vibrates on you.
Like,
So
you soak that shit up,
so
baby.
I'm very, very picky about just a female even being in my space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I would say that.
I'd say you're full of shit, bruv, because I just read this comment which says, picky about a female being in your space and it's an OnlyFans star right next to you. King energy, bruv. Shut the fuck up.
How many wives a man can have?
He can get as much he can. In our culture, if sometimes you come late to a home,
How
and you
many
find
wives?
A stick here,
How
or
many?
a spear means someone sleeping at your house with your wife.
How is it possible? Like another man?
Yes.
So what do? You kill that man?
No, you just go away. For us, it's okay. If someone sleeps with your wife, means someone is representing you. Even they can make a baby. There's no problem. But make sure that he's from the same age.
For example, I'm your friend.
Not only friend. We from the same age. We live in stages. Masa, we live in stages. We have like elders. Every 7 years we have new generation. So if we come from the same generation, we can share even our wife. This is our wife, not my wife.
Fucking hell, send Adam 22 there right now. He'll love it.
Men love to approach me about my piercings, like, oh, you must love pain. So close. Actually, I love when shut the up and get the
Thank you, boss. I appreciate that. Genuinely appreciate it.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sorry.
What kind of cookies do you have? Thank you. Makes me not want a cookie now. I don't think I want to give this place any more of my money. It's okay. It's not okay, but it's
Man,
awesome.
I've seen this idiot do this so many times. So he's obviously doing it on purpose, which means he doesn't even give a shit about all this gender stuff. He's just using it for attention.
Everybody's wrong, but you're always right. Narcissist.
How's that narcissistic?
You tell me.
You're the one that called me a narcissist. So how am I narcissistic?
Not you trying to gaslight me.
What's gaslighting?
Uh-oh, not
Asking
the
for a
manipulation.
definition. What's
Ooh.
gaslighting?
Oh, you're scaring me. Don't hit me. I feel endangered.
So what was your?
Can we have security?
What
I'm
was
getting
this guy's
nervous.
fucking think about a podcast?
Guy, that's not my pronouns.
Oh, what are your pronouns?
Just instant Sparta kick in it, really.
Complain, whine, complain, ruin everything, whine.
three dudes I think I'd be boys with throughout history. Up first, we got Jesus, obviously, okay? First off, any party you invite Jesus to, you know he's coming strapped. Bread, fish, wine, on deck. You leave that party, you and Jesus get pulled over, you know you're getting out of that ticket. Like, Jesus makes one call to his dad, you're good to go. I mean, he is the original, do you know who my father is? Third and most important, I would love to be called a disciple. That just sounds cool to me.
That does sound cool.
Next up on the list, we got big old Genghis Khan. Okay, shout out to Gangy, gang. Everybody needs that one crazy Asian homie who is down to ride. Also, I'm boys with Genghis Khan, I'm automatically godfather to like half of Asia. Similar to disciples, I would love to be a part of a Mongol horde. It just sounds good. Horde. And up third, we got my boy, Troy. It's my actual friend. I think we'd still be boys.
Lee has been dating her new boyfriend, Lewis, for over a week.
Strapped. Bread, fish, wine.
I swear, I thought it was just me.
Not too. Somebody say you like a Maybach ceiling.
Good. That's what I want it to be. Good. And quit telling me all the little corny jokes your chat telling me, man.
That's not even my chat. He said that.
That is a skit. That is that.
I'm doing a segment.
What the f are you doing?
I'm doing.
Stop! What?
Maybe 2,680 said.
I was just doing a segment.
Dad,
stop. Dad, stop!
Do you know what, though? I think the dad even knew this was a skit. He knew what was going to happen, which makes it even weirder. The things people do for attention these days are just fucking pathetic.
911, where's the emergency? I got somebody trying to break in my house and I'm about to blow his brains out right now. He's busted my door, part of my door out, and I have a shotgun. If you come in the house, I'm going to blow his brains out.
Sir, is there anywhere you can go?
If he walks in my house, listen, he walks in the house, please
Sir.
hurry up. Do you hear this?
Sir, they're on their way. Is there any way you can lock yourself in a room?
I'm going to stand in my door if you come in my house. I mean, I'm telling you right now, my gun is on safety, and I'm going to blow his brains out.
You know, what's he supposed to do? Just wait for the police to come and hide in the cupboard? They say they're on their way, but they're not going to get there quick enough, are they, if the guy's trying to break in his house? I think you should be able to do this, especially if you've got a family you're trying to protect.
For 20 murder charges, gang. $2 million bond, 1 charge, murder, 3 murders, 4 murders, 5 murder, second-degree murders, 8, 9, 10 murders, first-degree murder, first-degree murder, first-degree murder, first-degree murder. They got my down here, 18 bodies. What's going on? 19, 20, 21. He only shot 7 people for 20.
And he's still saying free Trey. Keep Trey locked up.
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Last night, Trump outsmarted all of his political opponents with this single move.
One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe.
I love that the camera is on this guy because this summarizes the entire dynamic. You see him perk up like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. Is this really about to happen? Yes, it is. He's embracing the concept of show, don't tell. At the last State of the Union, they realized this worked really well, so they just fine-tuned it, amped it up. He begins by setting the stage.
Because we finally have a president who puts America first. Put America first.
He then introduces a policy change that Congress is not going to be able to engage in insider trading anymore. This forces them to concede.
They stood up for that, I can't believe. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Doubt it.
Trump then doubles down on show don't tell by using example after example after example.
Delilah Colvin was only 5 years old in June. Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade.
His opponents will claim these are just anecdotes. Yes, but they're anecdotes that could have been prevented. And there's no denying that. These things happened. Their family is there in the room. He already knows they're not going to stand, but he then begins to bait them in just to ensure the outcome.
And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games.
Now the stage is set. He moves in for the kill. I've never seen anything like this in a State of the Union.
One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle.
He's so nervous. He's literally biting his fingernails.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Would anyone deny that, regardless of how you feel about Trump? Rather than pointing out they're not standing up, he's requesting that they stand up to show support for something. Now he waits and lets it sink in. It's difficult to believe that half of the government could be so stupid to allow themselves to fall into this trap. A lot of thought went into how to phrase the wording of this. It was designed to trap them, and it did. It was worded perfectly. I mean, just look how long this went on for. I wish the cameras had focused on their faces more. We get a few examples here, and you could just imagine the people at home and how they're feeling, looking at their screens. And they're just like, crap, there's no way out of this. It's almost like he's thinking, well, you kind of have to respect it. It was so well done. All they can do is wait for it to be over.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up.
Now the stage is set. Now he proposes the Save America Act.
You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens, in many cases drug lords.
And Ilhan Omar is pissed.
Murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
Then he moves to voter ID, and this is the final nail in the coffin.
All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote.
The first principles have been laid out, and now it becomes even more clear when he introduces the concept of voter ID, and that they won't allow voter ID to occur.
And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None.
That's why he timed this perfectly. He brought this one in right when the eyeballs are on this the most.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually.
He points out the hypocrisy. Well, Mondami, in New York, to shovel snow, you need voter ID. That was his requirement, therefore logically he knows it's necessary.
Want them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a social security card.
But not when it comes to voting. And there's no counter to this, and that is checkmate.
Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good.
And when you see something like this, it does cause you to question the validity and fairness of the process itself. This is pretty damning evidence. He set the stage, he created the perfect spectacle, and then hammers it home.
And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
If you disagree, fine, let me know. Where am I wrong about this?
And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason.
Trying to look at this objectively through the lens of optics, this is going to have an impact.
They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat, they have cheated, and their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat.
Overall, it was a very good speech. This is the part that was most important.
Oh, hell no. Oh, not grandpa, man. She almost killed grandpa.
Name one thing black people cannot do that a white person can.
Hey Siri, call dad.
Yo, that necklace is
the
crazy.
hell, bro? Bro, I could call my dad. Hey Siri, call dad.
Sorry, I can't perform this task.
Yo, welcome back to another video, and if you do not laugh at all, I will delete this video. But anyways, I've been posting a lot of content over on Instagram, so y'all can go ahead and follow me over there. And also subscribe to the channel if you're new. We post videos daily.
It don't matter. I wonder why some of y'all single, because you ladies don't know how to think. You just don't know how to think. You lack the capability of thinking linear and logical, right? So forget that analogy. I'm going to ask another analogy, and we ain't going nowhere. We staying right here because
it was a penis. It was a yellow penis. I have a thought around this. Because I think you and I agree that there's something about the female experience that doesn't lend them to first think materialistically, like logically in the sense of cause and effect. And they can come around to it, and they can actually be better and better at it over time, but it's like, it feels like it's not the default. And it's probably a little harder, whereas for men, it feels like it's a default, the cause and effect. And I've had speculations over the years. It's like, maybe it's because, the world's just that kind of place. Like, it's been, all the systems and stuff like that work like that because they work best for the results that we're looking for. But I think it's a value system. We're not logical. It doesn't mean that as I dig, I mean that honestly. Yeah. But I think it's a value thing, because men struggle with this when it comes to interpersonal relationships. And I think that's because we don't value feelings. And as much as I don't like the way the left handles people's feelings, of being like, don't hurt their feelings, I think there is a criticism there of men, of being like the ones that only think logically and they think that's all that's important. they don't understand like the human experience. Logic doesn't, like, there's so many dumb people that don't understand logic, but they understand feelings. So if you want to operate in the world properly, the balance of valuing feelings and valuing cause and effect or logic, I think it has to be an in tandem thing. Like you could have the most efficient logical village in the world, but as long as there's humans in that system, feelings will always be more important, if not as important. And I think one over the other is a mistake, and it's a mistake logically. It's a logic mistake that I think a lot of men make when they're like, "Hey, you're not logical creatures." But I think all women are capable. Well, fuck, man. I don't know if I want to say all women, but I think most women are capable of being logical, as long as the feelings are acknowledged as part of the equation. And I think they struggle with men who don't value the feelings part of the equation of being human. Yeah, exactly. I do agree. I think the balance should be like 60-40. But even logic is run by what we consider good outcomes, and good outcomes are only things that are good for us, and they're only good for us because of how we feel about them. So it's the whole, are you the dominant or are you the submissive in the relationship? Dominants know that they're technically the submissive, if you go down to its logical foundation, but they play the role of being dominant. I think logic and feelings are the same way, where logic seems like the most important, and it is kind of like the most important, but without the feelings to start the equation, there is no reason to be logical. This is the core of man-woman dynamic, especially in government. Especially in government. I don't know about government, man. Government's a different monstrosity. It's a bastardization of, I think, what we were designed for, to be honest, which is like a village of 150 people. Logic based in aggregate info, general suppositions, not individuals and conditions. Yeah, and like this is probably like how government should operate. I agree, where it's like the general thing, but you just have to have a people that are willing to, to have kids get left behind kind of situation. Like the whole no kids left behind is like the mentality of a lot of people. No American left behind. You have to be a little bit more Darwinian for you to also be okay with there being more of an aggregate general goods, which is hard. I think it's hard for women, at least. That's 50% of our voting population are gonna have a tough time being like, oh yeah, that's fine. Which explains why we're in this mess right now. But
Let's stay on this. Don't make any sense, right?
You need to make sense.
No.
But that's why I hate when this. I wish men would just be a little bit more earnest about. We're all here. All feelings are the only reason we're here, and feelings are the only reason we're logical. But the logistics of the question can be like pointed at and reasoned with, and we can just acknowledge we have different feelings about it. But instead they do this little montage here.
Don't know how to think. You just don't know how to think. You lack the capability of thinking linear and logical, right? So forget that analogy. I'm gonna ask another analogy, and we ain't going nowhere. We staying right here because
Let's stay on
this don't make any sense, right?
You need to make sense.
No. You need to make sense.
You need to make
sense.
sense.
So now let's give another analogy. If you are playing a video game,
here
right?
we go with this damn analogy.
If you play the video game, let's say these two ladies. Let's go with this, Grace. And what's your name again? I always forget. I'm bad with names. It isn't yours, man. Sequoia.
Ain't that a new Apple update name? Sequoia.
Hey, Grace
No,
plays
never
Mortal
happened
Kombat on easy mode.
Yeah.
She beats the game.
I do.
Right? Sequoia, she plays Mortal Kombat on hard mode. The hardest mode it can be played on, she beats the game. Who do you respect more within that game?
Easy answer.
Who gets more respect from beating the game? Sequoia from beating it on hard mode, Grace from playing it on easy mode.
That's good. That's a good analogy. Like clearly the hard mode.
Tick tock.
Damn, they really thinking about this?
Tick tock.
It's not a hard question.
Which one? Waiting on you.
This shit not hard. Come on now.
The question is not for me. The question is for you.
I think you should add Grace could have the opportunity to play it on hard mode, but she's choosing to play it on easy mode. So,
bro, listen, every yo,
I wouldn't be this lost with a man that is making sense.
Hey, chat, listen, chat.
I wouldn't be lost with a man that is making sense, but I'm lost. So,
yo,
what is so
damn, they're proving this point in real time, bro.
What type of question?
Answer it.
That's crazy.
Who do you respect more?
What was so funny about what I said?
Grace beat Mortal Kombat. Real quick, Sequoia. Grace beat Mortal Kombat on easy mode. Sequoia beat it on hard. Who do you respect?
You know, a wise man once said, "One drunk man is smarter than 3 women with PhDs." I'm starting to believe it might be true, bro. I'm starting to believe it might be true.
Go have a seat. Listen up. My name is Kool-Aid. I was just like you, stealing car radios, joyriding, disrespecting my mother. Oh, you think this shit is funny, yo? You want to end up in prison like me? No. You damn right you don't, because you couldn't survive 3 minutes in here. What you in here for, man? Stealing a bike or some bullshit? I shot him. Wait, whoa, what? Yeah. He really shoot a nigga? Yes. All right, well, so I ain't gonna pick on you no more. All right, well, how about you, little? Why you in here?
Shot a nigga.
Hey, man, what's the deal with these little psychos?
I told you, they're at-risk youth.
No, I was an at-risk youth. They should be in prison, not me. I'm in here because I whistled at a white woman.
That's illegal.
I also had weed on me, which is legal now.
You might not get through to everybody, but some of them are really responding.
Ike's still in jail.
All right. Okay, everybody, how many of y'all in here because you shot somebody? Okay, look, I'm gonna be completely honest.
You look like a school shooter.
When you get to prison, you're gonna need like an old cool dude like myself. I poop quietly, right? And hey man, can you get me back to my cell and away from these little?
Hey, did you just say he pooped quietly?
Yeah.
My guy trying to make friends with a new generation because he know they about to be savages up in there, bro. That shit crazy.
No, you idiot! Don't do that! It's a trap!
Honey, what are you watching?
Our wedding.
Yo! In that moment, he's probably thinking about all the money he could have saved if he didn't get married, huh? And speaking of saving money, man, I have a great deal to show you from today's sponsor, Upside. So I've been using the free app Upside, easiest way to save money without even thinking about it. So you can click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen to download the free Upside app. And make sure to use code JHALL to get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first tank of gas. I wouldn't recommend this if it's something I wouldn't use myself. Pretty much spending the same as you normally would, but you're getting cash back. You're saving money. It's literally smarter spending. All right, let's get back to the video. So streamer Deshae Frost and OnlyFans model Selena Powell, who's known to expose celebrities, met up for a stream, and this is how it went.
You're Asian?
Yeah. So like my Asian.
I know I never had an Asian.
So I'm like
before.
short, like, and it just.
Yeah, you is mad short. Yeah. You definitely are short as
Damn.
So that takes away a lot of bitches too.
Damn.
So.
But I couldn't help
But it's a
it.
good thing you're rich. You're rich, right?
I'm decent.
Oh, okay. Well, you're famous, so that's a plus.
Well, I'm still
I hope you're rich. That will be a plus. Little dick.
Damn.
And you're short.
Well, she got triple down on that.
And you're young.
Damn, bro. My guy about to cry.
So would you fuck with me
Yes.
for my money?
She's like, you already know. At this point, I know why anybody would fuck with her. She's known to expose people. She must have got some golden coochie. She got something that we don't know about. Me trying to keep it together. Okay. What the hell, bro?
Was 2010.
Oh, shit.
And I am proud to say that I have been clean for 5
That was
years.
you?
In June.
Damn, you look young as shit now. Okay.
I wish that that wasn't the case, but I remember when.
Good for you.
Men love to approach me about my piercings, like, oh, you must love pain. So close. Actually, I love when niggas shut the fuck up and get the fuck.
Sorry about that, bro. Was it bothering you? You're safe now. Hey, appreciate that, my G. Hey, my guy like a Kyle. I appreciate you, Kyle.
Hello, welcome in. What's your
Gentlemen.
name?
August O'Neill.
August, how old are you?
I am 50 years old.
Where are you from?
Damn.
I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, but I live here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, and what do you do?
I ain't even said nothing yet.
They're still popping. They still popping. And the only one that didn't pop was the older guy, which makes sense because she's 50 years old. And why she kind of look like a peacock, bro? But when I do look at her, she don't really look 50. I still hit, you know what I'm saying? I'll take it down. Shit. I'm going to step to her like, I might be young, but I'm ready to give you all my love.
Well, well, well. Looking at the chicken, of course.
All right, let's be honest, man. Who don't like fried chicken? I know you're watching right now, Kyle and Josh. You love fried chicken. You're probably eating Popeye's chicken right now. And yeah, I like watermelon too. So what?
Well, well, well.
Subscribe.
I told myself to stop drinking, but I'm not going to listen to an alcoholic.
How people come up with this shit?
What's your favorite food?
Yeah, ramen.
See, that's you. Like when I look at you, I see ramen.
Okay, okay. When I look at you, I see some fried chicken.
Whoa. That's you.
Huh?
I wasn't saying it like that.
Oh,
This guy's.
my bad.
Yo,
Coach,
If you wasn't saying like that, what way was you trying to say it then? Because you know, I see nothing wrong. You say you like ramen, you clap back with some fried chicken. Yeah, that's lucky how I be. Ooh, shit, she slapped the shit out of him. God damn. That's lucky how I be laughing, though.
I'm not, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you.
I love that this clip's getting right now.
I'm a 960 SAT guy. And, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to.
Well, too late. My guy just said, I'm like y'all. Y'all stupid, I'm stupid too. Shit. Let's get it, man. It's gonna take some time to realize.
Who's this?
I asked myself the same thing when my dad passed. I said, who is this man?
No, Brian. Who's this in the coffin? Because that's not my father.
Are you sure?
Are you asking me if I'm sure I know what my father looks like?
No, people make mistakes in a time of grief here.
Look at the damn body, man.
Oh, shit.
You got Jackie Chan in there.
Okay, listen.
Come on, Brian. You know what my father looks like.
We were very scattered today.
What movie is this, man? I ain't never seen this movie before. Kevin Hart and Chris Rock.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Out of all these girls in this world, I want you.
Even though I'm trans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, you're bad. I'm saying.
Thank you.
Play the clip.
Why are you gay?
We need another key to success. Education is not working.
I wonder what our kids gonna look like.
Bitch, your kids are gonna be wondering what I look like.
Ain't no way she laughed at that, bro. This man said he gonna leave you. You about to be a single mom. You laughing? That's crazy. When she says, what's wrong? While you're 10 strokes in. She said, hold up now. Oh my God, bro. She must have got that gorilla grip on there, bro. 10 strokes, you out? Yeah, man. I'd have to at least make up for my performance. Or lack thereof.
I've always wanted to impale someone and cut off their head and have it on a spike in my apartment. It's like...
Yeah, someone needs to search her apartment immediately. FBI, do your job. Immediately. You know what I'm saying? Something about Becky that we don't know. When she wasn't lying about her head game.
I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs.
Yeah, bro.
I can't feel my legs.
Yo, bro, listen, man. This shit is real life, bro. I've never experienced a type of head that makes you feel like this till recently, bro. Like, I hooked up with this girl like 3 weeks ago. Her head game was on a different level, man. I've never experienced anything like this. My legs were shaking, bro. I felt like a bitch. A legit bitch. I'm like, oh my goodness, bro. And in that moment, you want to put a ring on it. But of course, I know better. But that shit will legit have you feeling like you have no legs. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, you do. You know, some of y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, I can see, man. Yeah, dab me up, bro. Yes, sir.
I didn't know you had kids. Damn. It's all right. We make it work. What's up, little man? Oh!
When you tell her that her kitty was great and she says thanks, I got it last year. Oh yeah, I'm crashing out too, man. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Something getting destroyed.
You never send me a pum pum picture before you go bed. And you text me good morning. Just block and delete me. Just black and blood clot delete me.
Facts, man. That pum pum pic is mandatory.
His hemorrhoid exploded in my mouth, and I'm gonna tell you guys about it.
No, the fuck you not.
No, the fuck you not.
Ain't no good explanation on why some shit like that happened to you
Facts.
or anybody else in this world.
Yo, why is she sharing?
So no, the you are not.
Some stuff you should just not share on the internet, man, because we don't need to know that. I had to block and report the account. Shit.
I don't know, fellas. I just got off the phone with a real nigga, and he told me it don't take nothing but about 6 months to see if you want to marry a bitch or not.
The bitch, why you ain't married?
And that's the question of the year right there. Mechanic, it'll be $650 for new brakes. Me. So this man think this shit Fast and Furious now, huh?
Some people ask me, why did you move to Japan? It's actually not because of the great food or it's cheap. It's because there are no black people here.
That's crazy.
Watashi wa hungry nega daro. Kono bombo clat party. Umai ojane.
Wait, is he in Japan with that right now? Wait, there's black people in Japan, right? Yeah, there's some black people in Japan. Plus, if he wanted to be somewhere with no black people, he could have just lived near the sea or some shit. You finally decided to cut the hair and beard.
Oh, God.
Yo, that looked just like him. You're so respectful. Your parents did a great job raising you. A great job. Facts, bro. Facts. Facts, man. Listen, man. My mom was doing all type of whoopings. You know what I'm saying? She whooped me with the belt. She whooped me with the brush. Or she just whooped me with anything she could find. A tree branch. Shit, whatever it could be, bro. And she would chase me. My mom was a runner. She a track star. You know what I'm saying? And Caribbean moms don't play. But with my little brother now, he was born in 2012. My mom is so soft with him. You let him get away with this? Back in our day, you whoop us for less.
Anybody else realize that children born in 2023 potentially live to see the year 3000?
What a f***ing re...
All right, okay. I don't know what type of math she was doing, but it's not math in this world.
Yeah, that's my cue to get up on out of here.
As soon as the first one landed, I'm gonna head out. My guys are right out of there. They ought to been out too, bro. I ain't waiting for that. I don't know why they're still just sitting there looking. Yeah, they crazy. Y'all see what my guy did? That girl was holding on to him for dear life. He bit her hand and said, "Unhand me, bitch! Unhand me, heathen! Don't you see the monsters?"
Show me the most ghetto thing you got in your crib. I'ma start.
Damn. You got it? I was gonna show you the Cool Whip bowl we be reusing, but shit. You all right?
The Cool Whip bowl, right? That's it. That's it, my guy. All right, see you in hell. See you in hell. Okay, yeah. Guess I'll see y'all in hell too, because I know I could hear y'all laughing through the screen, man. That's how loud y'all laughing right now. Shit crazy.
Boyfriend was craving chicken fingers, so let's...
My guys ain't get that bullshit out of here, man.
Nobody gives a f about me. Right here, right now. Look at all these people around me. They're gonna walk by, and they're probably thinking, oh, he gives a f about...
My guy Loki ruined the video with kindness. Just found the greatest gym shirt ever. LGBTQ. Legs, glutes, biceps, triceps, and quads, man. Y'all wearing this t-shirt?
No, don't be rude, Napa.
Question for the men. Are you guys, like, okay?
Hell nah. Look, the pressures of society make me feel like I gotta be...
Damn, man, what? Y'all don't want to see my man rap?
No.
Nobody saw me waking up at 4 a.m. Nobody saw me up late grinding. Nobody saw me working 3 jobs because I didn't do any of that stuff. What a twist, bro. What a twist.
What year were you born?
2004.
What year were you born?
99.
What year were you born?
Damn, we the dinosaurs now?
What year were you born?
2006.
What year were you born?
9. The wonderful wishes of all.
What year were you born?
2000.
What year were you born?
19.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Some of those 2000 girls look older than the 1990s, whatever girls. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, if you were born in 1997 and you're watching this video, comment down below, man. We share the same birth year. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 97 babies representing.
Hey, I'm Anwar. I am 5'5".
You're telling me that a conservative man is gonna see me walking by and say, "Oh yeah, that's a man."
Look, it's my guy Kyle again, bro.
I gotta bake another one on, baby. Jaquifius, boy. Yo, barbecue, boy. Your testosterone levels through the roof in this picture, boy. Why the fuck are you looking at your cameraman like that? I know he's uncomfortable as hell. Transsexual, tarantula looking ass, boy. Freaky witch doctor looking ass. Poetic auntie looking ass. Your ass got a head full of waist beads. Them ain't even dreads in your shit, boy. Evil fairy godmother looking ass, boy. Your ass like you trying to summon all the studs from the Middle East, sneak dick and night looking ass, boy. Your ass like you just came from trying to do satanic rituals on vicarious butterflies, boy. Hypersexual voodoo doll looking ass, boy. Matter of fact, your ass like you drink Spanish mocha latte coffee through dildo straws only, your little ugly ass, boy. Zesty predator looking ass, boy. Your ass like you trying to start a volleyball program for mentally challenged males only, your little ugly ass, boy. Oh my baby.
Then why you do my guy like that, man? He gotta have some type of beef, bro.
Well done, princess.
You know you can say hello, I'm not a cat.
Oh, sorry. Hello. I wanted to ask you for some advice.
Okay.
So I'm planning on cheating on my wife, and I was wondering if you had any advice in that regard.
Well, don't do it.
So your advice is don't do it.
Maybe break up with her and get with somebody you don't want to cheat on.
I would like to have my cake and eat it too, so to speak.
Wouldn't we all? But it doesn't work out that way.
What would you do if you found out your man was cheating on you?
Kill him.
Damn.
Kill him? Just for that?
Yes. Good answer.
Why, you think he deserves that?
Yeah. He at least needs to get beaten.
With a stick?
Frying pan.
With a frying pan?
Yeah.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Like I said, that seemed reasonable. No, the hell it don't. The hell? She said that shit quick as shit too.
I know what y'all thinking. PJ, what the fuck is going on? Don't worry, I'm gonna tell y'all. But let me start this story from the beginning. I was on my way to Home Depot to buy myself a shovel. Somebody ended up at Club Noto, and I'm mad. The security must not know who I am.
He just picked him up like that, bro.
This is embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm leaving the club
I
after
found
that.
the camera though and pretended to be a photographer, just so I could get inside the VIP. So far, things are working out for me, because now I can see G Herbo. I take that back. I lost the camera, and this girl mad at me because I can't bring her on stage, which doesn't make any sense, because I can't get on stage my damn self. I need to find a way to get on stage. I'm not trying to be down here with everybody else. Actually, you know what? Being down here ain't that bad. I try to get a better view, but
I've
I
actually
ended
done
up
that
busting
before,
my
man. I
ass.
ain't gonna lie.
I think that's what I get for picking up money that wasn't mine. And I have no idea who this guy is at all. I'm just trying to blend in so I could get some of his bottle. It took a while, but G Herbo and Meek Mill finally got on stage. And look at me right there, trying to find a way to get up. You know what? I'm PJ215. I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna just let security know who I am, how many followers I got. I know he'll let me up. I take that back. Security don't give a fuck who I am or how many followers I got. Yeah, I think it's time to go.
Yo.
I couldn't get on stage, but at least I did see G Herbo perform. I'm not sure what the fuck's going on over here, but I'm gonna mind my business.
I just want to know how the cameraman went on untouched.
Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna open my door for me?
No. You gotta open that shit yourself. I'm not gonna open the door for you. The fuck I look at your bitch?
No, you don't know. I was just wondering.
Yeah, my guy let that marinate. He got more mad. He said, shit, this is 2026, man. Equality.
A man just asked me for $1, and I told him I only carry big bills. And he asked me for one of those, and I gave him my electricity bill.
She 12 and I'm 19. I know, bro.
You finna go to jail like R. Kelly.
Just a reminder that I am very fat and very sexy.
You had it right. you on one right there, and then you spreaded false information right after. That's not fucking true.
False information. That's the best way to describe that shit.
Okay, bye. Took him out to eat, let him hit, and sent him home in an Uber. Just like they do to us. Let's see how he likes it.
Bro, best night of my life.
She really thought she was doing something with that? Hey, I pray for times like this so I could grind like this to shine like this, you know what I'm saying? And here's the quote of the day. Might not be the man of your dreams, but I am the nigga of your naps. I hate when ninjas don't have a moanable name. Fuck, I look like moaning Eugene. And then Eugene commented, okay, first of all, ho. I'm in tears, Eugene. What's an ugly girl name? Dorothy. Yeah, Dorothy, just like that. Yeah, I just feel weird. Or Bumquisha. Bumquisha!
It comes to a point where you have to stop begging and start doing. Getting my boy ready for school was the ultimate plus today. Mama spotted a little roughness, so we had to get him together and looking right. One thing I won't do is send my kid to school looking like he had a rough life. If he's happy, then I'm happy, and it's a win-win.
I don't know about that one. She about to make his life rougher. And look at these comments, man. These comments never fail. Keep your hands off his head. Facts. She need to take my guy to a barber, man. I said, little bro up. Yeah, she is. Mama, you gotta get your blend game up. We would have been slapping the shit out of the back of his head. I miss them. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But anyways, man, that is all I have for you today. And I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Stay tuned. Non-binary people, when you text them, he, and not them. Nobody. Women once a month.
Woo! Time to bleed.
Just turned 71. It does not get better. I still miss the girl from 8th grade. There's other 8th graders out there, bro. Don't give up. Oh my God, bro. Hey. Do not encourage this man. Yo, if you don't laugh at all in this video, I will delete it. Students create condoms that change color when they detect an STD. Wow.
What's wrong with him? What? Oh, yeah. We gonna need this. Y'all did this? As soon as I see that shit change color, get off me. Huh?
Imagine you hitting some shit and you take it out, you look down, your shit looking like a glow stick. That shit crazy, bro. That shit glowing in the dark. Like, what do you do after that? Like, do you keep hitting or do you tell her to leave? I know a lot of y'all gonna keep hitting, bro. Including me. See the bull, bro? He was confused as hell. My guy was flabbergasted, led astray, bamboozled. He might change species after this, man. He no longer a bull. He gonna transition to a cow.
Hey, what do you do for a living?
I sell laughs.
What?
A lot.
I respect the honesty, you know what I'm saying? I respect the honesty, baby.
And so I was just told my whole life, like, oh, you're kind of fat, you know? But then I met black guys.
Yep, about right. 9 out of 10 times they're gonna be with a black guy or a black guy gonna be on them.
Summer Walker just said that when she uses you up for your money, she's going to leave you. So now, what is a black man supposed to do with that?
Get a white girl, right?
No.
No, that's not the answer, bro. Black and white men agree on one thing. We're not raising black children. That's sad, bro. Parenting in the 80s be like...
Don't do that, sweetheart. It's dangerous.
No, wait.
Well, go on. Yeah. Bet you're not going to do that again, though, are you?
Yep, he sure as hell won't do that again, man. Sometimes they gotta learn by experiencing. Because your parents can tell you not to do this, not to do that, but you won't listen unless you experience it.
If you ever need nothing from me, I'm here for you.
And if you need something from me, I will never be here.
So I went on a date the other day, and I kind of knew I wasn't Shawty's type based off of what she was saying while we was on the date. We talked about how I used to play basketball. She talking about, yeah, I can tell you ain't play football because you a little on the smaller side. She basically called me petite. So after we got off the date, like, I could tell, like, the vibes was off. She was texting different. You feel me? Like, you know when you know. You know when you know. But what just confirmed it is, mind y'all, this is the outfit I wore on the date. She just reposted this video on her story.
I can't do the fashion. It's the boot cut pants, the real big pants, they be scrubbed to the ground with the crop top that stop right above pants with the chains hanging from.
You see what I'm saying?
Why my guy dressed like a sorority girl, bro? Pink crop top is a little bit OD, man. My guy is definitely a fashionista. Me at my GF's house, her mom. So did you always like trans girls? Here, bro, I would have turned around so quick.
You said what? What do you mean by that? This award goes to our top crime stopper. E.B. Tisha has had 11 abortions. Thank you for keeping our county safe.
Oh my God, bro. And the smoker alarm, not on Black History Month, man. God damn. How I dressed then versus how I dress now. What the hell? My guy went from a YN to the Riddler. That shit crazy. But as a YN, my guy did not know what a belt was. Because with any good fit, man, you need a good belt. And that's where I want to introduce today's sponsor, Anson's Belt and Buckle. I'm actually excited to introduce you guys to this because these are some high quality belts, guys. And it's a family owned company and they pretty much reinvented the way belts work. You know, traditional belts have a hole every inch or so. Well, this one's different. So here you have the belt and the...
What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, weird punishes, man.
You know, normally I'd greet the prospect of the BAFTAs, basically a low-rent British version of the Golden Globes with a bunch of celebrities that nobody in America's ever heard of, with about as much enthusiasm as a 3-day corporate seminar about correct spreadsheet usage. But then something strange happened. Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were up on stage presenting an award when someone in the audience shouted a very naughty word. A word that I absolutely can't and won't play here on YouTube for obvious reasons, but... well, you get the picture. I mean, credit to Lindo and Jordan on this one, they probably had no fucking idea what was going on, but they were both absolute pros and carried on with the show like nothing had happened. But who would do such a thing, and why? Well, the man in question was John Davidson, a disability rights campaigner who was in the audience because the movie I Swear, based on his life story, was up for a bunch of awards. Just as a side note, by the way, seriously, go watch that movie, it's absolutely spectacular. Anyway, John suffers from Tourette's syndrome, which is, and I quote, characterized by sudden, involuntary and repetitive movements and sounds, known as tics. Between 10 and 30% of people with the condition have tics that produce socially unacceptable words such as swearing, known as coprolalia, according to the Tourette's Action Charity. So in layman's terms, it can make you uncontrollably blurt out all kinds of words and phrases that you really wouldn't want to say, often at the most inappropriate of moments. There's no cure and no real way to manage it, so as you can probably imagine, it's a pretty devastating condition to have to live with. In fact, funnily enough, there's literally an entire movie showing how the condition practically destroyed his life. Host Alan Cumming was quick to explain the situation afterwards in an improvised speech that did a lot to settle things down.
You may have heard some strong and offensive language tonight. Tourette's syndrome is a disability and the tics you've heard tonight are involuntary, which means the person who has Tourette's syndrome has no control over their language. We apologise if you were offended.
And that might well have been the end of it, but then the internet got hold of the footage, which for some reason the BBC hadn't bothered to bleep out, and then the retardation truly began. As best I can tell, social media seems to be divided into two camps on this one. On the one side are the people who recognise how harmful and offensive the word is, but also accept that the guy who said it couldn't control himself because he suffers from a disability, and that ultimately it was just a very unfortunate situation for all concerned. But on the other hand, there was a different perspective. You know, it's fascinating to watch people who make it their business to get offended on behalf of others for a living, suddenly having the unstoppable force of racism slam into the immovable object of ableism and just completely lose their minds over it. Suddenly they don't have a pre-written script telling them how to think and feel, and are having to exercise their critical thinking muscles for the first time in their adult lives. And well, many of them have been found wanting.
Well, isn't this a
big surprise?
Oh my God!
Such as everyone's favourite bad take factory, Grace Randolph, who I'm still not entirely convinced is a real person and not just some half-finished malfunctioning AI that somehow escaped into the real world, but whatever. This was her initial take on the situation. No matter how Tourette's works, that the BAFTAs subjected Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo to that is outrageous and shameful. You know, I'm actually used to people suddenly becoming experts in subjects they have no direct experience with and haven't bothered to do a single minute of research on the moment there's a bit of political posturing to be done, but it's actually kind of refreshing to have someone openly profess their boundless ignorance like it's some kind of virtue. The thing is, Grace, it's actually quite important how Tourette's works in this case, because how it works is literally the reason this whole situation happened in the first place. It's like a little demon on your shoulder that can suddenly take control of your body whenever it feels like it and force you to say
Tourette's action cherry sounds like Esquimalt it does.
Men when they're happy.
Women attack men when men are happy?
Mm-hmm.
So wait, why do women do that?
Because happiness and power comes together in a man's body, and the power is scary, terrifies us.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and today we are taking a look at how shaming men never actually works for women. Don't forget to drop a comment, subscribe if you're new here, and let's jump into it.
So this is crazy. Mr. Joey Swole, dude, I don't even follow you. Just from your comment and multiple comments, so real original, because at least 4 fucking men said the same thing before you said it at the end of your video. It's a shame the bear can't spot you. Dude, I think you're just not emotionally intelligent enough to understand, and that's okay. I'll break it down for you. Maybe you and all of your single-cell-brained followers can understand it better.
If a bare comment is enough to trigger her, then she has already lost the argument, I would say.
Women feel so unsafe around men, majority of the time a straight white man, like yourself, because of how many of them abuse them, manipulate them, gaslight them. With a bear or an animal, all you have to do is get away from it.
It's extremely unlikely that anyone can outrun a provoked bear. I mean, I would think this is common knowledge.
Men will manipulate women into sleeping with them. Men will manipulate the people around them to make women feel crazy. Okay, so that's where that analogy comes from. So, I know you think it was a gotcha moment. It wasn't even close, dude. You look like an asshole. Secondly, I admitted in a video today, since you're too lazy to do your own research, acknowledging that I probably could have used a spotter, but I hit 190 pounds for 3 with no fucking issue without one.
Just because you didn't get hurt doesn't change a thing. You should be using a spotter, I would suggest.
My background is a little different. I was a weightlifter for Team USA for 8 years. I finished second in the world, first in the Pan American region when I was 20. I know what I'm doing. I made a mistake. The point being that multiple men in that gym
This is a woman?
Didn't even bat an eye. And the guy that walked by, for him to walk by at that point means he was close enough to see what the fuck was going on before he walked by the camera. And he still chose just to walk by.
Men didn't blink an eye because if they did, they would be shamed for being a gym creeper. This is why men don't approach these women. This is why men don't talk to them and so on.
I know you think you're big and bad because of your social media, dude, but social media is not everything. There's so much more to a human being than their social media. I'm the type of person, if somebody's benching, think they have a weight and didn't feel like they could ask for a spot, if they're struggling and I see them and they need help, you bet your ass I'm gonna be over there as fast as I can. Because I care about my gym community instead of punishing them for making a simple mistake.
The spotter wasn't the issue. It was the whole thing about insulting men that is the issue here.
And you told me everything I need to know about you by that bear comment. So I hope you feel big and bad sending all of your followers to continue the most misogynistic pattern in all straight men in the gym. I'm not afraid of you or your followers, so I'm not going to sit here and be quiet about it, but good job. Do you want a cookie?
She's clearly intimidated, guys, because if she wasn't, she wouldn't have gone on with that rant.
What happened if all men suddenly disappeared? A super rich woman tried to make this happen, but it went terribly wrong. Millionaire Christina Roth bought a private island and named it Super She Island, where she had only one rule. All men were completely banned. No boyfriends, no husbands, not even male workers were allowed on this island. Women actually paid over $4,000 a week to stay on this island trying to escape from the world of dudes. At first, life was going great for these ladies too. They were doing a bunch of yoga meditation, getting their nails did, eating healthy food, and all that fancy crap women do. But then after a few weeks, some problems started to show up.
The irony is that she used men to build the resort, then immediately took credit for their work, so how hilarious is that?
The air conditioner stopped working, making it very uncomfortable for the women to sleep. A lot of the island's boats stopped working because none of the rich women knew how to check engines. But the issue that changed everything was when the internet was cut completely off. The owner tried to find a technician, but the only ones available were men. So Christina had no choice but to rely on the men to repair all the issues, then ban them again so they could continue to enjoy life without men once again. Oh yeah, they also did hire a ton of construction workers to help build the island, who were all men. But the island was actually later eventually sold for a super cheap price and bought by a man.
She honestly thought there was just this army of female technicians who would swoop in to save her at a moment's notice.
Any man that doesn't want to have a joint bank account or isn't being transparent with his accounts or has separate accounts, that's a red flag. His money is our money, and my money is my money.
If a woman is trying to lay claim to any of your money, I don't care how big or small it is, then that is an even bigger red flag in my opinion.
Here's another example of why women are the problem sometimes. So women are like, when we go to the gym, the men stare at us. The men stare at us. We don't want you to stare at us. I just watched a video of a woman doing calisthenics and nothing but a crop top and skin-tight booty shorts. And there was 3 men around her, and the entire minute video, none of them looked at her. They didn't give a single what she was doing, okay?
Men stopped looking because it's an obvious trap to try and shame them for existing.
And so I noticed it naturally, right? And so I went to the comments, and every female in that comment section is like, but no one looked? Oh, so now you want them in to stare at you at the gym? That's a little hypocritical. It doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? No, it doesn't. How about you just go to the gym and everyone there is minding their own business? Like, if people stare, people stare. If they don't, like, whatever, big whoop.
It's only a problem when the men they find highly attractive aren't gawking at her, because obviously everyone else is a creep. We know how this goes.
Do not fall to this level of witchcraft. It's so crazy because anytime a woman gets caught cheating or gets caught doing some foul, she immediately turns on the waterworks. No bull. And you have to understand and be able to discern why they do that. They do that to manipulate your emotions, to make you feel bad, and to take away from the fact that they were just getting their punched in deep, just getting plowed.
No bull, but they use the tears in order to distract you. In order for you to feel like, oh, she's in distress, I need to comfort her. That, you need to leave her.
The women who cry after getting caught cheating deserve zero sympathy for what they did.
Oh, you're back early.
Yeah,
What happened? You get stood up?
Cheyenne called and said that the boys were just having a really hard time, and so she was gonna be able to meet up today. That we'd have to catch up later. So.
Oh, you're meeting up with Cheyenne?
Yeah.
I thought you were meeting up with Colton.
Colton.
Yeah,
What do you mean Colton?
the guy that you matched with on Tinder. I thought you were meeting up with him today.
Why are you talking about Tinder?
What do you mean? That's the guy that you matched with, that you said that you were going to leave your husband for, that you wanted to meet up with today.
Are you pranking me?
A husband shouldn't have to experience that level of betrayal from his own wife.
No, are you just dumb? Or what?
Okay, so you know
Are
you
you-
have a Tinder.
Yes,
So how
I
do
know.
you know about Colton?
Because that was me.
So what, you're catfishing me like a psycho?
Exactly. I'm the psycho because I found your Tinder and decided to catfish you.
Who catfishes their wife?
Me, I guess.
Why?
I thought it would
If
be
you found
kind
it,
of
why
funny.
wouldn't you just come have a conversation with me like a grown man?
He's not the villain in this story, and there is no way that she can put this on him, but of course these
Oh,
women will
fuck.
always seem to try doing that.
Oh, why couldn't you have a conversation with?
Unironically, it depends on how much gaslighting and like what kind of like divorce thing they have set up in the state. I do think if you find your wife on Tinder, just and it's not like her old profile or something like that. Like you can ask her about it. But once you find it, it should be you should just call it there. You shouldn't put in effort to catfish her. That being said, I have heard stories about like, how no fault divorce isn't allowed in some states and stuff like that. And like this is probably a good. I wouldn't admit to being the catfish. That's for fucking shit. But maybe that would be a good reason for him to do that. How do you find it? Here's just FYI. The nice thing about having he's probably not also on Tinder. The nice thing about having single friends is that if your girlfriend ever shows up on an app, your single friends will tell you. They'll fucking tell you, man. And guys, they swipe through every bitch. There's not a woman in that city those guys don't know is not single. So it could be, even if he's not like a big friend guy, he probably has work friends and stuff like that. And if they just know who his wife is and they see it, they're definitely telling him. There's no way he doesn't fucking find out. Throughout the whole woman, yeah, like that's like the reasonable thing to do, is to be like, oh, okay, obviously, these pictures are not from a long time ago. Actually, yeah, it would actually maybe it's okay, only so that he knows she's actively using it. Because that would be my argument for her, is that maybe it's an old profile, but good friends, yeah. They want him to be single too, because he can come out to the pub again.
With me about how much you hate me
Vested
and can't stand
interest.
me and how much you want to leave me.
Because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet. Who's to say I didn't go out and meet a few people and then be like, ugh, everybody out here is absolute. Let me just stay where I am, even though I'm absolutely miserable.
Are you insane? That
Am
sounds
I
like
insane? No. I didn't want to get rid of
You
the
just
whole
wanna
life
go-
that I built for the last however many years.
you're
until
just
I
going
get
out there and
pushed.
testing all the waters, and then you just weren't going to say anything and then come back?
If she was truly that miserable, she should have said something, not just go behind the guy's back. But this is typically what they do. They go behind the guy's back anyway, and then try and use some excuse after the fact to justify their behavior.
I just wanted to see. And now I don't know if there's something better because I had a genuine connection, or what I thought was a genuine connection with someone.
It's funny.
It turns out just to be you.
It's funny, yeah, you had a genuine connection with the guy who turns out to actually be your husband on Tinder.
Yeah,
Isn't that hilarious?
Isn't it fucking hilarious that the catfish version of you
Oh, that is funny. That is funny though, right? I thought I had a genuine connection with a guy. You can have that genuine connection. You guys just go date again. Like if you're bored and you're like, oh, I just want to date again, spice things up. He essentially proxy provided that. Now that being said, the fantasy of the newness, I do understand the fantasy of the newness, and the differentness, that's in her head that he's not adding to. She's making it up for the sale, but they could have done that together where it was like a joint fantasy. Underrated, man. The imagination.
That was literally just
Human
me.
psychology. Underrated.
Colton is me. That's literally me.
Putting on a show to easily make me fall in love with you or want to go on a date with you. That's you putting on an act. That's
Wow.
not who you really are.
You must be pretty shallow to fall in love with somebody over Tinder.
Pretty shallow.
She can't put this back on him. She fell in love with a dude she was merely texting.
Ooh, it's interesting he turned it off right there. I saw the recording when she said that's you putting on an act.
That's not who you really are.
You must be pretty shallow to fall in love with somebody over Tinder.
Pretty shallow.
Colton is me. That's literally me.
You putting on a show to easily make me fall in love with you or want to go on a date with you. That's you putting on an act. That's not who you really are.
You must be.
Yeah. You could see it in his face. He's like, yeah, that is me putting on an act. That's me trying. That's sad. This is a sad interlooking into this dynamic. He probably isn't trying as hard as he knows he can. And that, I mean, obviously, she's obviously the miserable cunt in this situation. But for this guy, he's got to, in his next relationship, he's got to make sure that he is showing up to the best of his ability. If he genuinely feels this way, that he's not doing the best he can. If he's doing the best he can, then you know, there's nothing to be done. She was just a miserable cunt. But
Be pretty shallow to fall in love with somebody over Tinder.
Pretty shallow.
She can't put this back on him. She fell in love with a dude she was merely texting with. I mean, come on now.
Oh, but you're up. So I was thinking maybe we could go to breakfast this morning, and after that we can just swing by, grab dog food, and then we can take Lulu with us and go on that trail over there.
he probably can't try it within their relationship as it is. Doing it in different settings like this is probably the best he can do to start trying. Yeah, there's definitely, man, I have the same problem around some of our sex stuff, is that there's like, you build this box that is a safe box, and going outside that safe box is really tough. And I imagine in a relationship, if you didn't set up the box as meticulously as you do from the beginning, it leaves you little ways out. So he probably didn't feel like he could ask her to do stuff, or if he could change in ways that, you know, she might have appreciated, but she wouldn't have thought him able to. Yeah, it's tough. I can big relate to that feeling of feeling like I've been put in a box and I can't go outside of it without. I'm sure you feel this way sometimes too when you're like, oh, I want to change, but it's just so comfortable and like natural, and like we have our habits and stuff like that. Do I feel this? Not in our relationship. I don't feel this way in our relationship. I was very loose and non-committal about like our sex stuff. But I think we have pretty good sex stuff. I think over time, I think it'll work itself out as far as like the full range of it. But I wasn't meticulous in the beginning, and I think that was the right call, because I think if I pushed too hard too early, when, to be honest, we have our whole lives to figure it out. And then the money stuff in the beginning, I think I should have been more meticulous as figuring out how the financial stuff would have worked, instead of being as lackadaisical as I was. It always feels like we have the key and put the key in the lock, but don't open the door. It's our sex stuff. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, we both have like the pieces we need. For me, it's I've created like what I think is acceptable to you, and going outside of that is like scary. Like it's an uncomfortable thing for me to do, because I don't know. It's not that I don't trust that you'll be open to it, and it's not that I don't trust that you'll understand. I don't trust that your overthinking of certain things won't kick into effect during bad times. And I worry about you thinking that it's like mandatory in any way, like it's a thing that I need, when most of the time it's things I want to try to get out of my system. And if it's a reoccurring thing, you'll know, because it'll come back like a year later. I'll be like, oh, I want to try this again. Yeah. I'd say around sex stuff and finance stuff, those ones are a little bit. I've created boxes around those things of what I think is acceptable things, which is, I think, pretty normal in a relationship. I think everybody does this. They find like the compromise zone, and then pushing each other outside of those two zones are tough. Like they're things that have to happen over time, and like inch by inch, just so you can earn that trust with the other person over time. But I don't feel this way. Like I'm happy, big happy in our marriage. I'm extremely ecstatic with like 100% of it, 100% of the time. But it's like once you get into the territory of like ideal worlds, that's when you're just like, oh yeah, which is I think a lot of women think that, like, you know, what's the ideal version of something? It's normally external. For me, it's always internal, and it takes a long time for me to figure out what that would look like. A good example is like the Vermont thing. It was like my ideal version of our life is us like living off the land in the woods, but my real feelings about it was like, I really just want like a comfortable, you know, happy home, and it didn't have to be in the woods. It didn't have to be self-sustaining, as much as I like the idea. For my end goal of just like having a home, it doesn't, you know, that's my true me. But it takes me a while to get there internally, where I think a lot of people are external. Like they see someone's life externally and they're like, oh, that would make me happy. That's my ideal version of my future. But it's not how they actually feel when they get it. So I just try not to fall in the trap of what's the ideal, and figure out what would be ideal specifically only for me, and like how I would actually feel about it without going through too many mistakes. That's the real trick.
And then after that, we can stop by Target because it's right there. I need to get a gift for the kid's birthday party on Saturday because, you know, all.
A man's peace is all he has, so naturally a modern woman wants to claim it all for herself, and of course men aren't interested in taking these women seriously.
Men, when they're happy.
Women attack men when men are happy? Mm-hmm. So wait, why do women do that?
Because happiness and power comes together in a man's body, and the power is scary, terrifies us. Especially if we don't feel connected to you, because we're afraid to use it against us. If we feel connected to you, then we're happy you're happy. If we don't, it's scary. And so we have to diminish the power.
And the way modern women do that is through nagging, gaslighting, chaos, the list goes on. It's completely messed up.
So we will attack them when they're happy. They come home, they caught a big fish, or whatever it was they did. If it wasn't something that I did that gave you that feeling, then that's a problem.
You're more excited to go out with your friends.
That's supposed to make you happy.
It is disturbing how
this connected thing that she talks about a lot. I really do like the concept of it, because it's like a very romantic version of like when you have a queen who's, you know, supporting the husband, and she takes as much joy and triumph in their victories as possible. And like you see her as like what you would consider like a powerful person through extension of her connections. The connection thing's very cool. It's one of those superpowers.
How they are laughing about this. Too many women find direct joy in just hurting men for no reason.
For those that need to hear it, if he wanted to, he would. Right now I'm working my second shift. I just finished my full-time job.
Just doing DoorDash to be able to pay for date night this weekend. I pay all the bills. I do most of the
Oh yes, the Power Rangers Panda Force strikes again.
Panda Force, assemble.
This the premium panda bear. What next? You wanna die for your girl too? So these Panda and Power Rangers need to be stopped. Is this a new meta for Gan Babes in 2026?
He's working 2 jobs and door dashing to pay for a date. What exactly is his girl doing here? I don't know.
She made an app where men will have to pay women a deposit to take them on a date. And she says the deposit is for date preparation cost. Now, I could sit here and talk about what that sounds like to me, but I'm just gonna skip over that part. What I want to talk about is the reason I believe that app will not be successful for men is because the only type of men that would pay a deposit to take a woman on a date are the type of men that already struggle trying to get a date to begin with.
He should just...
No, I actually think it's a genius idea. I think all those types of women and all those types of men should just be on one app with each other. I think it's a good idea. I like the idea. Like all the romantics, they can have the regular, Tinders and Hinges of the world. And then there can just be one specific app for people who are looking for, more transactional type situations. Even if it leads to like a good relationship, I'm happy for them. But you just have to have a certain type of mindset to want to be in that type of dynamic. Like it's for a type of person, both men and women. And I think they should be in the same dating app together so that they're not mixing with the rest of us and poisoning the well for some good women who are just like, oh, I just want to, go out, have a good time. Whether she wants the guy to pay or not, can be up to the guy. But
just call those men what they are, and they are called simps, unfortunately.
So more than likely, the men that are going to be on that app are going to be the men that they don't want in the first place. So now, instead of these men getting rejected for free, they're going to pay in order to get rejected. Now, that will be the case if I really believe something like what she's creating is a dating app. But again, it does not sound like it. It sounds more like a pay-to-play app. That's what it sounds like.
Honestly, that app sounds more like OF, only somehow even more degrading. I don't really know how that's possible, but here we are.
So we have a thing on our court order that we are not supposed to talk about each other on social media. However, I have already interviewed with the podcast company that wants to hear my story about what's been happening with friend of the court, CPS, and how I've been treated and injustice, and the fact that you're still allowing this behavior and you're giving custody to him. Am I allowed to speak about it, or are you putting a no-speak order on me? Am I allowed to tell my story, or is this allowed to be aired?
She only wanted that court order to stifle her husband, but she thinks that the rules don't actually apply to her.
If you're not sure about following court orders, then you should consult an attorney, because yes, you violate court orders, people can be held in contempt. Ms. Sewell, do you understand the recommendation?
I do understand it. I understand what's wrote. I don't understand how we got here.
Okay, so you disagree with the recommendation?
Absolutely.
You interviewed your children, so your children are 16, 14, 13. This is not like a 6-year-old. So much more weight to be given on the thoughts and input of the children. I can guarantee you that, Ms. Sewell.
It's good to see a judge actually stick up for the kids. They're the real victims in this mess.
So maybe you should ask yourself these questions, because obviously this is what the children want.
So in case you haven't picked up on it, on the top right, we have Samantha Sewell, who is the mother, and on the bottom left, we have Aaron Atkinson, who is the father. And you just heard the judge say not only was it recommended that the children remain with the father, but then also that the 3 kids have chosen to be with the father. You'll also notice how distressed the mother's behavior is. Now, this is in contrast to the calm demeanor of the father.
My children have been failing educationally for years.
She says, quote unquote, my children as a form of emotional manipulation, hence the crocodile tears.
And he's the one in charge of getting them to school, taking them to school. He's been charged with truancy charges. My son, has dropped out of school. My children are depressed, suicidal, on medication, and all absence of their mother. But yes, continue the same path for them. I feel so bad for my kids, but I feel so bad for my kids' future that they have to live like this.
If that's true, the kids still want to live with their dad. That makes her the problem in this case.
Again, crazy. Accusing your children of such deprived acts without actual evidence to bring to the court is the reason, the direct reason, why they do not like you anymore. She's fluent in emotional yapology, and her ability to cry without tears needs to be applauded. Ending off with the congratulations, you win. It's so performative and demonstrates that they view serious ordeals as a game. But notice throughout all of this how many words that the father has said. Once they start yapping, you be quiet and let them dig their own grave.
It's good he's been silent. He knows to let his lawyer do the talking for him, I would say.
So I'm asking you to lift that ban on me being able to speak and me being able to speak about my story.
Your request is denied.
Oh, that request is denied is music to my ears. By the way, if this was a man that was screaming at the judge like this, he would have already been in jail. Treating the judge like your personal therapist in this type of situation demonstrates her lunacy.
Okay, I will take my chances.
She's just frustrated because she's not going to get internet attention for her fake story, that's all. Make sure you click on one of the videos on screen now to watch more if you liked today's video. Don't forget to take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.
Donuts, people are still getting fired over making TikToks in 2026, and I'm very worried that this is only going to get worse. So I've compiled a bunch of clips of people talking about how they were fired over TikTok, and we're going to determine if it was a fair dismissal or not. Let's get into it.
Oh my god. I really just got fired because of my TikToks. Guys, sorry, I'm back home now. Oh my god, I'm like literally shaking. I just lost my job that I worked at for 2 years because I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to like record at the restaurant and make TikToks, which sounds dumb. Like, I understand the reason I was let go, but no one like told me that I couldn't do it. Like, no one told me that it wasn't allowed or that I was gonna, like, I didn't even get in trouble for it. I didn't get a write-up for anything. I've never gotten a write-up at that place. Like, I've worked there for over 2 years. And like, it just feels so like out of the blue. Like, I don't know, I just can't believe I just got fired. I got a call and I actually missed it because I was literally at Pilates, and then I came out of Pilates, so I had a missed call, and it was from the like HR department at my work. I cannot disclose the company's name, okay? I can't. They called me and they were like, you are terminated immediately, and they want me to take down all of my TikToks. So unfortunately, there will not be any more come work a serving shift with me.
Now, obviously, this one is very tough because we don't know what she filmed. Like, if there was a company policy where you're not allowed to film on the premises and then she done it and then she was sacked, she wouldn't really have any argument. But the fact that she said she was doing this for a few, like, for ages, basically, and then out of the blue, they've went, no, you're sacked. I feel like, you know, since she's worked there for 2 years and probably got a good relationship with the people, I would have liked, if this was me, for, you know, the boss to be like, look, I don't really feel comfortable with you filming on the premises. You know, I know you're not trying to harm anyone, but could we just stop this if that's okay? Or at least stop the video before you come to the premises? So I can understand from her point of view why she is a little bit like, what the hell? Like, this is just totally out the blue. Like, I've been doing this for ages. We often see a lot of people get sacked for TikToks because one went viral, and that's the one that kind of was the nail in the coffin. But clearly she thought it was okay because nobody said anything. I guess in a perfect world, she should have probably have asked for permission. But she's definitely used the tactic of like, I'll do it, and then just ask for forgiveness rather than like asking for permission and them saying no. Okay, let's have a look at one of her TikToks to see like if she did really film anything.
Welcome to a Saturday in my life as a fine dining server in Toronto. I find I don't get up to a whole lot during the day when I work in the evenings, especially on weekends, so I had a slower morning, and then here's me getting ready for the day with some little ASMR for you. And then I headed over to a yoga class at 11:30 downtown, which I really needed. It felt so good, so honestly I'm so glad I
went. And then I came home and made some lunch quickly. I accidentally put way too much cinnamon on my sweet potatoes. And then I got ready to go to work. So I got dressed and jumped on the subway. It was Saturday night tonight and I was closing as always.
Nothing so far. Like, everything seems pretty good, you know? She's just filming her personal life that is outside of work.
A shift of the week for me, so I had to pick up a pumpkin cream cold brew to get me through the night. And then I opened TikTok and saw the meanest comment I've ever had, which kind of threw me off. That's why you don't go on your phone at work. But anyways, I had to take a break outside later on as well because honestly the night was so long. And then we finally closed the restaurant. I got out after midnight and then here's me on the subway home. Literally.
Okay, I do think that is very harsh, but again, every company has a different policy, I guess. This was the TikTok that got her sacked apparently, and she, you know, she didn't really show anything, but she did say she works at a fine dining restaurant, and I know, you know, obviously they have to give off a certain persona and whatever image they want to give off, so maybe this went against that brand image. I'm trying to understand why they have relieved her because of this one, even though this has been going on for a while. Personally, I'm struggling to see it, but a lot of restaurants just don't like this, especially fine dining ones. I do wonder contractually, like in a contract, if it said something about not filming. It's just nothing verbal was said to her. I definitely feel like she has got a case if nothing was said in the contract, though.
Getting fired from the UPS store by this cuck loser. Coward cuck loser won't even fire me at the beginning of my shift, waits till the end of my shift. Here he is, Darren the cuck loser from 1892.
Well, this one's a little bit more, you know, cut and clear. Calling your boss or your former boss now, what do you call them, a cook loser? How do you become a cook winner? That's what I want to know. Is there a competition for cook? One competition winner I don't want to tune in for, by the way. Oh yeah, I'm actually the cook champion. Won it 4 times in 5 years. Don't mean to brag. That just means you're the best watcher, doesn't it? I don't know. Anyway.
The loser who doesn't know about running a business, and he's gonna let an alcoholic fat named Joe fire somebody with 10 years of experience because he complained that Joe won't train my coworkers, and Joe puts on the fucking radio, and Joe drinks next door and won't tell to my coworkers because he's a cuck loser coward, just like Darren, the cuck loser coward loser.
I really don't know why this guy sacked you. You seem like the nicest person on earth. You seem very warm. If I came into this store, I would be like, this is a guy that I want to buy products from. He seems really kind. I mean, if there was any opportunity for this guy to, you know, have a case against the company, or at least get his job back, I think that is probably ruined now. You know, something about filming this video and then posting it to the internet. Why would you post this? Like, why? Like, clearly you're in the heat of the moment here. Clearly you're very annoyed because you feel like you've been wrongfully dismissed. But this is not the best way to go about it, man. Even if you filmed yourself and were asking them the questions and like asking them like logically, like what is the reason, and get them to talk. But it's something about you just shouting cook loser to him over and over that kind of makes me want to be on his side, not yours. I think this guy just said the N-word as well, what they believe there. Doesn't seem like the nicest bloke. Did he work here for 9 years though? Because that kind of confuses me, because surely he must have been good at this job. You know, that 10th year just really went downhill. You know, he just went off a cliff, he did. As soon as that 10th year hit, I don't know what happened to old Mike. He just started calling everyone a loser cook.
This is the TikTok I made that got me sent to HR. I'm nearly fired, but I don't work there anymore, so I'm going to reshare it.
Hi, through to Sean at IT.
Alright, you need a password.
Okay. Have you tried clicking forgot password?
No, that's too complicated. You just do it for me.
Right, no problem. Just got to take you through security questions.
Oh, for God's sake, why?
Right, it says here, what colour is my boat?
I don't know. Which boat is it? Got loads.
Sorry, this TikTok is so worth, you know, a meeting with HR for. This is hilarious, genuinely, this is so funny. Oh my God, because how many people, you know, have to work on a job where they have to answer the phone to just people that are just, I don't, it's not a very nice word to say, but just silly. That's the best way I can say. I was going to say something worse. You know, just can't be arsed. Just ringing the phone without even trying themselves. How is click forgot password complicated? You just click it, and then you put the email that you used to create the account in, and then they send you a link, and then you get to reset your password. It's not that bad. Surely ringing up and talking to someone's more complicated than doing that. The funniest part about this is just the pure no emotion in his voice, because he's probably just sick of speaking to people like this, and he's probably just so fed up he thought, you know what, I'm just gonna make a TikTok about this. But from the company's point of view, I definitely see why they sacked him, or almost sacked him, because at the end of the day he's still working for the company, and like the company has to appear to be helpful, you know, with customer service and everything. And if someone knows this guy and knows that they work for that company, I get how from like a marketing standpoint it could look bad on the company, because it's showing that some of the workers just don't really give a shit, are just fed up. I understand it, but I feel like it was so worth it just for the giggles. Again, banger TikTok, not gonna lie. But if I was the person that ended up getting this filling in their box, I'm gonna be a little gutted to know that this was its storyline prior to being in my meal. You know, just the fact it could have a little bit of your, you know, just spit on or whatever, someone's holding it as well. It doesn't really speak much cleanliness. I mean, they probably just binned that chicken after, or someone else ate it. But that chicken could have gone to good use, man. I don't understand why you would film this, though, and then post it, because surely, like, someone's going to tell on you. That one co-worker at work that you're not that friendly with, who kind of wants to look good to the boss, is probably going to snitch on you. Or even the boss might see it, or someone who knows the boss. Like, it's going to the internet, so clearly your boss is going to find out about this, and you're giving them the opportunity to make a decision. You know, like, yes, it's fun. Yes, it's hilarious between all of you, but there's no real need to put yourself in a position where you can get in trouble for it, unless you really just don't care about this job, and if you get sacked, you're equally as happy as having the job, then by all means, go for it.
Hi, PSA, whenever I hand you your card and your receipt, you don't have to caress my hand. I don't know you like that.
I hate this.
Someone just pulled up. I hate this job. Hi, welcome to Smoothie King. Give me just one moment. I'll be right with you. You don't have to touch me to take your card. You can just grab it.
Yeah, this, I feel like this is a fair dismissal. Or at least they should have got a big warning for it. Because you basically just said on camera, I hate this job. And I haven't heard of Smoothie King. I don't know if that is an independent business or a big chain. But if it is an independent business, like, the owner's going to be like, oh, well, you know, you clearly just don't want to be here, so do you just want to go? They're basically fulfilling your wish at this point.
Show us the video that got you fired.
You go a bit of ice. Bad bundy upstairs, up in it, bundy. The ice causing so many. You get the ice, yeah? Hit on your. Like that, and then you go. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're giving your boss the decision whether to sack you or not by, you know, humping the pack of ice that is going to be used in the drinks. Again, not the smartest move, I would say. Why did he hump the ice and then stamp on it? How do you even describe to your mates or your family, like, that's the reason why you got fired? You'd have to make, like, another thing up. Like, oh, they were just cutting back on staff, you know, cutting costs. You can't tell them that you were humping the ice and then you started to, you know, stamp on it. They just wouldn't believe you. Again, I think a lot of these clips are coming from people who probably just, like, can't stand the job that they're in. And when you feel like that, you kind of just feel like you have nothing to lose. And sometimes if you are young and, you know, you still live at home and you don't have any bills or anything, you can kind of have that, like, carefree attitude that if you get sacked, you can just, you know, attempt to get another job. And clearly a lot of these people are just like, anything is better than me being here right now. I'm just going to hump this ice. As a customer going to that restaurant now, I'm going to be like, can I have ice in my drink, please? Preferably the non-humped version. I'll be able to know. Don't you worry about that. If any of those ice has curved corners, I'm going to bring it back.
About 2 days ago, I was withdrawn from my nursing program by my school, and I want to talk about why. Making this video to educate people, because I don't want people to make the same mistakes that I did. So any nasty or unnecessary commentary, you can leave it to yourself. Thank you very much. Well, in our student handbook that we sign before the program starts, before the semester starts, it basically states, you know, do's and don'ts and requirements and expectations of us. So that, like, nursing school videos are extremely popular these days, and I guess I was kind of on the bandwagon.
There
Like,
you
hey,
go.
I'm in nursing school, you know? Like, let me show people what this looks like.
I think we saw this in, you know, the first episode that we did on people getting fired over TikToks, the nurses that got fired for like filming the remains of, you know, their patients. I just feel really uneasy about this, you know, and there was a couple of nurses and doctors that actually commented on that video saying they agree, like, it's weird when people make content around, you know, in hospitals and stuff, because, you know, the stuff that people's going through, you have to be very discreet, and, you know, it's very personal to them, and I feel like if you're there creating TikToks, even if you are in like the learning stage and mirroring like other nurses or whatever, I just think it's a little bit like insensitive to people that are actually going through something. Like, if I was in hospital and I was about to go into surgery and like I hadn't told anyone apart from like my close family what it is, and I see like you set up a tripod and filming you setting up my pills or painkillers or whatever, I'm going to think that I'm in that and that you're talking about me, and it's going to make me stressed. Like, I don't know. I just think it's disrespectful. Do you agree or not? Do you think that nurses should be able to, you know, post content? I do think it's a classic case of, like she said, she's jumping on the bandwagon. It's like every single industry or niche now. It's like, people think, how can I make content around this? Because it seems like everybody's doing it. But I do think there is a few niches and a few things. Like, I also think school teachers is a bit of a funny one. When I see school teachers filming like kids in a class or something like that, I just think some, you know, industries shouldn't have content around them. Like there's no need for it. It doesn't help anything. Okay, we've got an article this time from the Business Insider saying TikTok got me fired. Her job in the tech industry was short-lived after the company found her videos discussing salary. A woman in Denver took to TikTok to share her £20,000 pay increase at a new job working for a tech company, but she says she was ultimately fired after the company found her videos. Can you imagine getting like an extra £20,000 a year, and then you're like buzzing, you're like, oh my god, like this, you know, I can buy a house or I can do whatever, and then you make one TikTok and it's all taken away. And they've linked the video as well. Let's have a look. Now, apparently after she posted this, the company found it pretty quickly, and I am surprised because when you actually look at the TikTok, it has 3,500 likes, which, you know, is a lot of likes, but it's not viral. Like, it's not like everybody in the world has seen this, or like loads of people, you know, in a city or whatever, which makes me think someone from the company has seen it, you know, like how you sometimes have like people you may know, this came on their FYP, and they've said something, which is a lot of the time what will happen when someone makes a TikTok. It won't actually go that viral. It's just someone that works at the company would have seen it and they tell on them. That's why I see a lot of people say that they block all of their co-workers, or they keep everything on private, like their TikTok, their Instagram. Yeah. And it makes sense because you're just kind of taking away the element of anybody potentially trying to kind of throw you under the bus. The thing is as well, I don't even think she was bragging. I think she was just trying to kind of like show like the potential of doing her job. But obviously like the company will have policies where they don't want, you know, people to know how much they're paying people. I don't know if that's so they've got like a bit of a stronger argument when they're employing new people and they can kind of give them a lower salary or whatever it is, but for some reason they just didn't like this.
I hope y'all don't have a weak stomach. Please watch till the end. When was the last time this was moved? Yikes. Scrape, scrape, scrape. What the duck did I scrape off? This is wild because the big district managers were here in May and passed this salon. You know who also passed this salon? The Department of Agriculture. How long does it take for bolts to rust over like this? POV, your dog has been in one of Pecco's kennels and found something tasty. Yummy. It's been like this for years apparently. I am sorry if I ever put one of your dogs in these kennels.
Can you do me a favor, sir? Can you put that toothbrush in the manager's house, or the person that owns this establishment, or the people that passed this from the agriculture place? Could you put this in their house and swap it with their toothbrush? Thank you. This is almost like a self-sacrifice TikTok. Like, this person
Yeah,
has went, you know what,
like, "Oh, I
I'm
can't
most
do
likely
this."
going to lose my job over this, but if it means that dogs don't have to spend time in a really grotty environment, I'm willing to drop my life for this. I respect this person. Yes, I understand why the company have sacked him, because, you know, he's basically exposed how bad the conditions are for the dogs, but I really rate him for doing this. He's put the health of the dogs above his payment, which is a very proud move. I love this bloke.
Well, I'm kind of sad to make this video, y'all. But it happened, man. It happened.
What happened? I
got fired because of my videos.
Oh, what?
Yep.
No!
Recorded on the floor. There was a phone policy where I can't record during work hours. And I was doing all that.
Sir, I would love to defend you, but there was a policy that strictly said don't record, and then you recorded. Like, what do you want me to do? Right? My hands are tied.
So I got fired from my job today for making too many Asian jokes.
That'll do it. That'll do it. You know, at least he's honest. Yeah, I probably don't think your employer probably, you know, appreciated that.
I guess it's the end of my career. Nah, but big man to me, I actually did get fired from the NHS because they said they saw my TikToks. Fuck.
I don't think this guy has learned from his mistakes here. He seems like he's going to carry on doing that, which is unfortunate for him and the rest of us. Okay, so she can't... Are they firing her because she can't close the door, or because she filmed on company time? That's what I'm confused at, or a bit of both.
Oh, those doors
are they
are so
firing
nice
her because she can't close the door and she filmed the evidence? Why would you film the evidence of this, love? You're filming yourself not being able to do your job. That makes no sense. Oh my, why was this posted? Like, why would you post a video of you not being able to do your job? I mean, something's definitely stuck here. Surely she's done this a million times. I can't imagine that. Yeah, I think the door's broken. Did she get sacked for this? I mean, it's not really her fault that the door's broken. But again, if, you know, this company has a policy where you can't film, then I guess, you know, you've kind of shot yourself in the foot, love. She doesn't know it yet, but posting a video with this grandpa got her fired. Got fired 5 days ago for posting a video. I was a house sitter for an elderly man. Been with the family for months, no issues, no complaints. They told me from day one, just be respectful, keep things private. Fair enough. So don't post anything, basically, is what they're saying. Make sure you don't, like, tell everyone
don't
about
use my
this,
grandpa
about
for
our
views
grandpa.
later.
One afternoon, the granda was laughing, dancing a little, harmless moment. I filmed a short video, nothing inappropriate, no address, no names, just a wholesome clip. Posted it, thought nothing of it. 3 days later, I get a call. They don't explain much. They just say, we saw the video, paused, replayed, zoomed in, violation of privacy. I thought they were joking. They weren't. 1 post counts as 1 violation. 2 violations and you're terminated. And then apparently she had 2 posts over 4 months. Both positive, both harmless, fired anyway. And then she's writing about, like, what they don't tell you about care jobs. They don't care about intention, only liability. Every post gets saved and stacked until policy lets them fire. I honestly do think that your intentions were pure, you know, like, I don't think you were trying to do anything harmful or, you know, expose anyone. I definitely think you thought this was fun and you just decided to film it. But when the family has strictly said, like, keep things private, and they're very private family, they might not even post any photos of the inside of their house or outside of their house. They might be a really private family. I can understand why they would be annoyed. I feel like the best thing to do in this situation would have been to just be like, oh, by the way, this is a funny video I filmed with the grandpa. He gave me permission to film this. Do you mind if I post this to my TikTok and promote, like, my self-employed job or whatever? And if they give you the permission, I feel like that's fair. But the fact that you're in their house, I can understand why they would be annoyed, basically. Even though this is completely harmless, I do agree with you. They strictly said privacy is king, and you've went against that. So I don't know, I'm trying to put myself in everyone's position here. If I was the girl, I probably would be a bit, like, bemused and a bit like, what the hell, I didn't mean to do anything wrong. But if I was the owners of the house, I would be like, look, we never post anything, and you've just posted this without our permission.
There gotta be some funny Yo, Rick, what's the quote of the day? No coke in the bathroom. Just straight up dope. Send me that.
No, man, it's a throwback to my warehouse jobs. Some fucking characters.
What do you gotta say to the people in rehab?
Don't go to rehab. Don't be a quitter. keep the hope and do the dope, motherfucker.
I need that one.
No, the devil is well and truly taking over Rick's body right now. I really hope that Rick didn't get sacked for this. You know, I think Rick is having a laugh. And obviously these lads have like took a video of him kind of taking the and then, you know, posted this. Hopefully Rick didn't get any repercussions of this. You know, Rick should be able to say stupid little jokes in private. I feel like someone needs to constantly check up on Rick as well, you know? The mottos that he's living life by, I don't think are great. He definitely lives life by that one Cal the Dragon quote. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to insert it right now.
Look at positive quotes, which I look at Google, to be fair, and I write my own sometimes. So like, never believe you're good enough.
Yes! Live life like Rick and Cal the Dragon. Never believe you're good enough. That's how I live, guys. I do me daily affirmations. I just sit in front of the mirror and I go, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And it really spurs me on during the day. Clearly, Rick lives that same way.
I just got fired from my job for being sick. I got hired on March 7th. Somehow I got sick during my interview and I brought home a virus. Told them I wasn't going to be there. I finally get my training done and I'm in the classroom and I get a stomach bug. This is like a week and a half after I got over the cold. At this point, I'm my ass. So I told them I can't come to work. I'm on the toilet. After the stomach bug, I caught a cold, a head cold, and I have a fever. Can't go to work. In between all of this, me getting sick, I have 2 kids. My 2 kids are in childcare. If they are sick and can't go because they have vomiting, diarrhea, or a fever, I have to stay home with them. So if I'm getting sick and they're getting sick, we got 3 people circulating all these issues. And yeah, I had to stay home with them quite a few days when I felt okay. I finally get over the head cold and I get a chest cold, which I have right now. Just to mention though, I had 2 court hearings that I had to be there for. That should have been excused. So then on Tuesday, I called out because I had a fever. I was really sick. And on Wednesday, I went to work, but I was absolutely miserable and everybody could see it. So I asked to go home early. I was there for like 2.5 hours and I asked to go home early. I go to work yesterday and I was feeling great. I was having a good day. The trees are green. It's officially summer. Like I was getting my bonus, all these things, and I was having a fantastic day. And so then midday around 11:30, I get called to go to HR's office and she terminates me for my attendance. Not to mention, I got no warning of this. I got no talk about my attendance from my boss. They just, oh, nope, okay, you're fired. You can't even provide me a solution. You can't even let me explain myself. Like, how am I gonna get sick from my job and then you guys are gonna fire me over it?
This one, I don't know.
That's true. That's crazy.
I feel like the way I'm feeling about it is... I don't want to be harsh here, but she was only at the job for a month, and it seemed like she was only in for like a few days of that month, and then she's annoyed that she got sacked. I understand, you know, getting ill is not your fault, and, you know, sometimes you are too ill to go to work, like, you just cannot do it, but a lot of times, you know, like, whether it's school, work, whatever, you do go in feeling a bit ill, and you just have to do it sometimes. Like, I know it's not nice,
yeah,
and,
I guess
you know, it's horrible, but sometimes you do
ill.
just have to pull yourself together, because you know that you might have been off before, or whatever the reason is, you might have a big day at work. The way that she's speaking, it seems like she only goes into work when she's feeling okay, like in terms of like happy, like when the trees are green and stuff. Like she's only going in when she really fancies it, which you can't do when you're employed. You can't do it anyway. You can't do it when you're self-employed or a business owner. A lot of people go to work and are miserable. Like they just do it. They can't just be like, oh, I'm not going to work today because I'm kind of miserable. People in the comments are agreeing, saying I had to go to work sick all my adult life, and someone said that's not a good thing. No, I don't think it is a good thing. Like I really hope that you do get checked out in terms of your health and stuff, because it seems like something is going on here. If you're constantly, you know, getting ill, you should always put your health first. And I do understand you being really concerned over this, but me looking at this objectively, like, I don't know if she works for a smaller business or if she works for a big corporation, but if you work for a business where there's not many employees and you have like quite a vital role, like they've hired you to really help with the business, and you're only in like 2 days out of the first 30, I can imagine them being a bit annoyed at that and being like, well, we've employed this woman, we're also giving her a bonus, you know, for some reason, and we're not really getting anything back, you know, like they're not even turning up for work. Like, I can understand why they would also be annoyed. I'm not trying to say that you're doing this on purpose or anything, because I honestly do believe that you're ill, and obviously you've got your kids that are ill, but looking at this objectively, I can see it from both sides, and I can understand why they fired you, because if they've hired you for a role and you're not turning up for it, they have to get someone who will.
We're looking at, obviously, how you present yourself on social media.
I need a rebrand.
Yeah, you need a rebrand.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this there's no problem with the picture.
Yeah.
However, the caption, date night to DBE with bestie. That's fine. The problem that I have, and
I feel like we should just stop here. DBE, that's D Block Europe, isn't it? Like the UK artists. I feel like most of their songs are like, I don't know, aren't they like, is sexy songs a niche? I don't even know. Are they sexy? I don't even know what the niche is. It's something. They talk about a lot of I think. I'm like an unk. What am I going on about? Just shut up. I feel like we should just stop the conversation here. Just stop it with that caption.
the caption then goes on to say, new pussy good, but that home pussy make you feel safe.
On the public ground is a banger though. New pussy good, but the home pussy make you feel safe. Hey, I can be in there all day. What a banger. What a banger. They don't make music like that anymore. Surely she can't be sacked over this. Like, it has nothing, it's just at a concert, you're just saying the lyrics, right? Like, that's no reflection on your workplace.
It's just the lyrics from the song.
Now, does that have to be in new pussy good, but that home pussy, it makes you
Makes you feel
safe?
safe.
Yeah. These are the things that maybe we don't put the fucking lyrics in. How about that? How about if you just put a caption, hey, had a really good night there. That was a good night.
Okay, this boss is pretty, like, you know, chill. This is the reaction you'd hope that you'd get from a boss when they find, like, one of your TikToks. You know, like, he's basically, I think, given our warning, but he's doing it in a way that is quite light, but I imagine she still knows, like, probably not gonna, you know, post lyrics like that again.
That home pussy
You don't know. No, you don't have to put the pussy things in. You just say, hey, I had a good night with my friend. Woohoo. Yeah, some of that. Hashtag woohoo or something. Well, that's much better than you going, new pussy good. I'm pretty sure people don't need to know the lyrics to that bit. I'm sure they've heard it.
I like that. I was worried a little bit because if she'd had like a boss, I don't know, that was a bit of a dinosaur, might have been like, oh yeah, I just don't think that this is really the values of the company. We actually support new pussy, not home pussy. I don't think a boss would ever say that actually, Cam, you know. But I am glad that, you know, they took it well. It does say in the caption, which I've just realised, not sacked, but not professional. So again, that's kind of like a verbal warning in a chill way, I think. That's how, if I was a boss, that's how I feel like I would like to do it, unless someone was just being a dick. On that note, Donuts, we're going to end this video. If you do want to watch episode 1 of us reacting to people getting fired over TikToks, like I mentioned, there's a nurse TikTok in this one that genuinely will have your jaw on the floor. Go and see that. I'll see you over there. Bye-bye.
Cam Kirkham, baby.
Hello Donuts, today we are reacting to the most insane Karen freakouts from around the world. Let me know which Karen out of all of these you think is the worst. So did she say, you sacrificed my safety? How could somebody sacrifice her safety? That's worse than sacrificing someone's safety. There's something about somebody that wears a backwards cap that really is kind of frightening. What kind of confidence do they possess to be able to wear their cap backwards? Like, what do you know? Like, do you know how the world ends?
You sacrificed my safety, and you're acting like I'm the one spreading lies.
Is she defending a tree? What, is she like those people in the UK that defend the statues? Which is like mental, by the way. Remember when that was a thing? Where like guys would go to a statue to defend it. It's like, I don't think you can help. I think the statue's fine, mate. I don't think you're gonna really do anything to people would be turning up at a statue with a Stella, being like, they're not taking this one down. It's like, I don't think that you have any impact on this situation, mate. What is he doing?
Let go of my hair. Let go of my hair. Let go of my hair.
The guy's like, bro, anytime now. Can you let go of my... Anytime, bro, you've got my hair. Can you get off, please? Why is that like the ultimate... It's frowned upon in a fight, right? To pull someone's hair. But why is it just like the trump card? If someone's got long hair and you just grab it, like, it's like, it's like, you're completely defenseless. It's like, it doesn't matter if you know MMA. It doesn't matter if you know boxing. If someone pulls your hair, you're done. It's like a different type of pain. You're like, that's what they should do in boxing. Or like, I suppose they've got the... In MMA, the gloves are smaller, aren't they? I would just pull the guy's hair.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Police! 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 You won't get away!
I'm leaving.
Sorry, this Karen's kind of iconic. You see the walk she had? Did you see? She was like, that's iconic. She was bouncing with the finger. I wish I had that type of energy. No offense if this is your job, but I don't like it when people are knocking on my door. My house is like my safe space. Like, why are you knocking on my door trying to get me to sponsor a polar bear? I don't want to sponsor the polar bear. I'm never going to meet them. How do I know the polar bear's getting the money? I want to see that money hit his Monzo account, right? How do I know that's all going to the polar bear? Get away from my house. Have one of them. There you go. I'm with the Karen on this one.
You got staphylococcus from all of this garlic butter.
That's not what I said.
You can keep your napkin, though. I'll give you your money back. You don't have to record me. I know what I said. I didn't call you and say I got food poisoning.
No, it's just I came in here to. Am I allowed? Can I say?
It's all gone, and you've got garlic butter all over it. No wonder you got sick.
Oh.
So the guy's saying that he got food poisoning off the food, and she's saying it's because he put garlic butter on it. Are you not the one supplying the garlic butter as well? By the way, there's about 4 different pizzas going on here. Like, why are some slices look like garlic bread, some just look like margarita, some look like pepperoni? How many different pizzas has this guy got in one? And why is she fuming that he got the garlic butter on? Is she going to use this again? Is this like a Chuck E. Cheese conspiracy where they like reuse the pizzas slices that people didn't eat?
God, you are disgusting. Put that bloody thing back in the water if it's not dead already. You vile bitch.
This Karen came on smoke. Oh my god. She was like, you put that fish in the water. You've took it away from its family.
Back. You are disgusting. You are a disgrace. I hope that's recorded because you are an absolutely bloody disgrace. It's a fish. Put it back in the water. Are you trying to kill it?
Yes, I think that's exactly what she's trying to do. I don't think she's caught it to keep it alive. I could be wrong, but I just don't think that's the best method to keep the fish breathing, if I'm honest. Are you trying to kill it? Yes, I am. It's a fishery, love. This is my job. I do this. I get money off catching fish. It's been around for quite a while.
Oh my God! Yeah, you. Fishery. An array is a matrix.
People go fishing.
I don't care what a fishery is. An array is a matrix, and you.
Oh, she's mentioning the Matrix now. I think she's watched a little bit too much Andy Tate.
Sorry, who are you? Get out of here! Who are you? Sorry, you are?
Just call police.
Okay, call them.
Get out of my way!
Call them.
You're cruel to that dog.
Don't say anything to her.
Watched you all the way down there.
Copper, I guess.
No, Chris, I'm telling you! Get out of my way!
Right, you just assaulted. Did you say that? Why is this woman so aggressive? By the way, I've got this like new. You know how they say Karen's like, it's like obvious they've got a bob, right? I think like women over the age of 40 that wear a scarf, just saying, they've got troubles.
You've been cruel to that dog, you poor little thing.
What are you going to do about it?
999, go on, please.
999, get straight onto him.
Have you seen what I'm like with this dog?
Go and stroke him. Go and stroke him. Go and stroke him.
Have you seen him? He's been cruel to this dog.
Yeah, go and stroke him.
I've seen him.
You see that dog there? I'd like you to go and stroke him. What is your name? Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you? Think I'm frightened of you? I am not.
I'm frightened.
Yes, we're progressing with this argument. Who are you? I don't know. Who are you? I don't know. Who are you? Guys, we're really moving forward here. I just want to know what was happening. If he was hurting the animal, then she's not a Karen. Well, no, she's not a Karen. She's standing up for the dog. But I don't know. I don't have the correct context to this. It's so annoying.
What do you want, Grandma?
Oh, is this the current? It's the current diner. Did you see the shock on her face there? She was like, what did she just call me fucking cry? You saw the last Nelly broke character as well. That's hilarious.
Grandma, if you cry, do it in the toilets because no one gives a Any allergies?
That's come back to still here.
I'm sorry, right? But it must be so good to work there. It must be so good to work at a Karen diner. That must be a dream job. Like, you just get to say exactly what you're feeling.
Anyway.
Like, you know, anyone that's worked in hospitality, you know, you've got that, you know, you've there's just someone being so rude to you, and you know that you just want to fucking rip their head off. But you go, oh, yeah, don't worry, I'll get it, don't worry, you fucking Yeah. This must be so satisfying. Also, guys, if you haven't already, press the subscribe button because we're closing in on 100,000 subscribers. And we're so close. Join the donuts.
Are you guys leaving?
Get off my car.
Get off her car. Get off of her car.
God, she's just resting a dump truck on the car. What? I hope she's wiped. Why would you sit on someone's car like that?
Your ass is grass. Do you understand? And if you...
Did she...
No.
Wait, do people actually use that in real life? Do people actually say your ass is grass in, like, real life? I thought that was just, like, something they take the piss with in movies. Could you imagine saying that to someone when you're angry? Oh! Your ass is grass! I feel like that's an automatic win for the other person.
Where's your manager? Can I speak to your manager? I asked for extra ketchup. What is this? What is this?
Oh my god, there was no need for that, love. There was no need for that. But you know what? I saw the frosted tips and I didn't expect much. Somebody has to clean that up. Like, the fact you're complaining about extra tomato sauce is a reach to begin with. Just ask for more tomato sauce. Why have you've slammed this on the ground? This is unsavable now. There's so many more issues now that we need to raise with whatever this is. Is it a burger? You could have just got an extra dollop of tomato sauce on it.
You're driving a loud car in a neighborhood where there is an elementary school.
I'm allowed to drive here.
And I'm allowed to call the police.
And tell them what?
Are you filming me right now?
Yeah?
Okay, good. Go on, put me on Facebook then.
Oh, this is so fake. That is so fake. I mean, if you're gonna fake a Karen video, at least get like a better actress. I feel like I could have acted this out better. Oh yeah, put me on social media. That, like, come on, love.
How to react when the flight is late.
I'm actually in shock that someone would react like that. Imagine your flight to Benidorm gets delayed and you start, you know, like climbing over the counter and screaming at the Christ. This reminds me of that airport freak-out videos we did.
No, I understand. I'm gonna place you on a brief hold, ma'am. Give me 1 second. I have the biggest Karen on the phone ever, and I would just like you all to experience this with me.
Did you see her facial expressions? She was done with this. She was like, this is too much for me. I need to expose this woman.
Because you missed your appointment yesterday, we sent a reminder text, we sent a
Well, this
reminder
is what
email.
I said it was here.
I actually remember speaking to you a few days ago
Okay, so she
regarding your
missed her
appointment. We can't get you in today or tomorrow, just because you missed your appointment yesterday. But again, like I said, I'd be more than happy to schedule you from 2 weeks from today.
You're not understanding. I don't want to come in 2 weeks. I want to come in today.
Well, love, if you missed your appointment yesterday, you don't call the shots anymore. You missed your appointment. You have the next available one. They're not just gonna squeeze you in. Oh, don't worry, love. Everyone else that's waited 2 weeks, we'll just put you forward. This is like a main character TikTok, more than and a Karen. It's like both of them in one.
Because you missed your appointment, we don't have room today, nor do we have room next week. So I'm trying to help you out here and put you in for 2 weeks, and that's the best that I can do for you.
No, but I need my car fixed, so you're going to have to make space for me to come in today.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to make space. Yeah, you're gonna have to make space. I Kashkai can't wait 2 weeks. All right, I need my mummy wagon up and running pronto. Why do people think that like the world revolves around them? It's like if you've messed up, that's your fault.
Karen trying to take items because she can't exchange used
Leaving
clothes.
my store. Goodbye. I am not. Leave my store, ma'am. I'm telling you, I'm not the one you want to do this with. You're just. Now give it to me. Leave my store.
Oh my god.
Come on. Leave my store. Stop trying to steal my stuff.
Oh my god, what? This is actually terrible.
Just leave my store.
The audacity of old people is actually mental. To be fair,
Yeah, they
whenever
got less to lose, man.
something, or like, refund it, I'd always ask me Nana if she could do it, because she just didn't care. She was like, yeah, I'll do it. I feel like embarrassed, even though if it's like Primark or if it's like, I don't know, like H&M, I know it doesn't affect the person who's working there. I'm still embarrassed to do it, and I don't know why.
I'm just a little bit concerned because
Yeah.
you're actually filming and you're parked outside the school gate.
Yeah, because you've been watching me and I'm here to pick up my child.
To be fair, that's actually fair from the Karen. Like, don't film it next to the school gates, right? If you're like this at the school gates, yeah, you're kind of just, you're asking for somebody to ask. That's how you get those, what are they called, where you've got to be a certain amount of meters away from a school at all times kind of charges. Don't film a school, guys.
I'm the headmistress and I
Okay.
don't like to have people loitering around my school.
I'm not loitering, I'm here to pick up my kid.
I'm sorry, I've never even seen you before.
Steve Water is his name.
Steve Wharton is your kid?
Yeah.
Steve Walton. That sounds like a 50-year-old bloke. That doesn't sound like a kid. I'm not buying it.
I
They'll
love
be like,
kids who
Steve
grow up,
Walton. I
yeah.
don't know Steve Walton. See the electrician here? He can't be a child. I feel like this isn't a Karen. I feel like she's well within her rights here. What do you think?
I'm sorry, but this is my school, my children,
Yeah.
under my protection.
Okay, well, my
So-
child is under my protection.
But your
I have full
child
custody
is
of the
not
child.
here.
Yeah, but
See, I would want my kid's head teacher to react like this. Like, she's being overly cautious, but that's good. Because this guy could genuinely just be anybody. Like, how do we know? Like, if he shows up proof, fair enough, but if somebody could just come and pick your kid up, and like, you want a teacher like this who's going to be questioning them, especially if they're filming. That's weird.
What? Your top. Do you really think you can walk out of the gym wearing that? My top? Your boots are hanging out. We're in a public place. Can you be respectful? Are you kidding me? No, we're in a public.
Like, you're in the gym. Can you not at least put a sweater on? Why have you got your boobs out, man? Why are you showing skin in the gym? It's like, can people not just wear what they want? If she wants to wear that, if she feels comfortable wearing that, it's not affecting you in any way. That's only just an insecurity that you might not feel confident enough to wear a top like that. This is not affecting you in any way, my friend.
I'm fine, thank you. Well, I don't think you are. Okay, bye. Whatever, put a shirt on next time.
That's actually grim. Has anyone ever said this to you? Like, if you go to the gym, has anyone ever said something like this to you? Because I feel like that's like really odd. Like, why do you care what other people are wearing? That's like so strange. I've never once looked at someone in the gym and thought, why are they wearing that? Like, what? It's just what they wear. It's how they feel comfortable.
That's a chicken.
No, you're not allowed to eat meat.
What are you talking about?
Is that for the
I'm just trying to
environment?
shock you.
I'm going to take it from
No,
you.
you're not.
I'm going to
Hey,
take it
stop
for
it,
you.
stop.
Are you filming me?
Yeah, I am.
Stop. Go to hell.
Okay, can I just have my card back, please?
No, not if you're buying meat, you anti-vegan moron.
Okay.
See, this is why I just think these ones
It's
are
gotta be
fake. Because
fake,
why would
yeah.
somebody go into a supermarket and then get raging when someone just picks up chicken that's on the shelf? Like, fair enough if he killed the chicken in front of her, fair enough. But this is why I just think these ones are fake, because surely somebody in their right mind can't react like this.
I will not have it. You understand that? I will not have it. I'm sick of being bullied. I'm sick of being lied to, and it's not going to happen anymore. Do you understand? The CDC just released. Turn around. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That guy got fed up. He was like, "Yeah, I'm just sick of this. Like, I'm sick of this. You can tell Jesus about what happened today, but I'm not hearing anymore. You're going in the back of the car, love."
That was scary. My heart's going pitter patter, pitter patter. I feel sick, like I could throw up. Look at my lips. Why would they be red like that? Anyway, there was the hurricane force winds, but luckily my house doesn't.
This is a Karen that I actually love. She's called Karen, but she's like a Karen with good vibes. Guys, I think we found the first ever Karen with vibes that are immaculate. This Karen is amazing. She gives great vibes. I want to see more of this Karen.
Hi there, everyone. Out and about running errands, and it's a lovely day. No rain expected. Hope all's well. Just wanted to say hello. Take care
Oh my
now.
god,
Bye.
she's so nice. Guys, there is nice Karens out there. I didn't think it was possible, but Karen Houseman, respect to you, love. Honestly, I hope you get a free bag of PG Tips tea bags in the morning.
That's it, love. Just this massive space here, but you're just still clocking on down the road, aren't you? Move! Move! Move!
Alright, Jesus Christ. Oh, she's
What?
back.
Why don't you move?
That's such a powerful stunt. That's like a horror movie. Why is she like?
Yeah, you should come on.
I'm sorry, I'm
lunch.
reversing. If she turns on like that. Oh my god.
Make you
Oh
some
my
foods.
god. She's using them like lightsabers.
I've got you on camera. You horrible.
Or
God,
dick.
I've got you on
Food or dick.
camera.
Either's good.
I have not tried to run you over. You stop hitting my car. Look what you've done. I'm calling the police on you, you horrible. Go on.
I'll tell her how you...
For what? You walk down here. I'm trying to get past. There's loads of space for you to walk there. You just smack my car.
I couldn't care less.
You move out the way. You've just assaulted me, you. I'm calling the police.
To be fair, You did say a lot of insults to her first. I don't think you've got a leg to stand on with the insults coming. Yeah, she was
Will
standing in the middle of the
do.
road, and she probably could have moved, you're right. But I feel like you could have approached the situation a little bit better than calling her a and calling her all those words you called her. But for her to hit the... And old people are just mental. Like, for her just to get a crutch and just go... and get out. Anyway, guys, if you would like to see me react to some more Karens, click right here or watch a brand new video from me right here.
Cam Kirkham, baby.
Hello, Donuts. Today we will be reacting to the most outrageous British Karen moment.
No, we will not. Forget how sweet you are, Cam. Every time you have a video, I'm like hoping for a based take. And it's always so sweet.
Valve wins lawsuit against the Rothschilds and associated entities, with a jury agreeing they violated an Anti-Patent Troll Protection Act. Gabe Newell is our guy. He's standing up against the elites. He's going up against the Rothschilds and the New World Order. That's actually kind of amazing. The court also agreed that they had breached a global license agreement with Valve. Earlier this week, the District Court of the Western District of Washington favoured Valve Corporation in its 2023 lawsuit against Lee Rothschild and his associated companies on all counts, including breach of contract and the violation of Washington's Patent Troll Prevention and Consumer Protection Acts. So we've even got the Rothschilds losing in court, and that's like their specialty. That's those people's specialty, right? And we won. We won. This is a victory for all of us. Gabe Newell is, in fact, our guy. Rothschild is an inventor with a huge array of patents to his name, granted and pended, covering an extremely broad range of fields. He also owns or leads a host of companies that manage the business side of patents. In this particular legal case, Valve alleged that Rothschild himself, Rothschild Broadcast Distribution Systems LLC, Display Technologies LLC, Patent Asset Management LLC, Mailer Legal LLC, and Samuel Mailer were guilty of bad faith assertions of patent infringement, amongst other things. The patent in question is US 8856221B2, a system and method of storing broadcast content in a cloud-based computing environment. Rothschild Broadcast Distribution Systems owns the rights to that patent, and in 2016, Valve obtained a perpetual, irrevocable, royalty-free, fully paid-up worldwide license for it, and others in Rothschild's portfolio. However, in 2022, Display Technologies sued Valve for infringement of one patent covered in that agreement, and then in 2023, Valve received another claim from Rothschild's lawyers, this time concerning US 8856221B2. Obviously, Valve's legal team decided enough was enough and filed a lawsuit in return. Is this kind of like... This kind of reminds me of those like copyright scams that they do on YouTube, where some guy will make a bunch of like music and then he'll upload it and then he'll say to everyone, "Oh guys, don't worry, this is like totally copyright free. This is completely copyright free. You can totally use this music as much as you want." And then everybody will be like, "All right, cool," and then start using the music. But what they've done is they've uploaded it on another channel earlier, saying that none of it's copyright. Now, this is all copyrighted stuff. You totally can't use this music. And then when shit tons of YouTube channels everywhere will use that music, they'll then delete the channel that says, "Hey, this is all copyright free and you can totally use it." And then they'll use that previous channel to, they'll leave it up for a year until enough YouTubers have used the songs, and then they'll just copyright claim every single fucking video to try and, because a lot of people, YouTubers go, "Oh, is this like a 3-year-old video and it's been copyright claimed? Ah, fuck it, it's not worth it. That'll be making barely any money anyway. It's got all of its views." But what happens is, if that guy on that account does that to enough of those videos enough times, he can just sit there and earn shit tons of money. Right, that's a copyright scam that's been going on for like quite some time. People try and use it, so I'm just saying, whenever you're using copyright-free music on YouTube, just be very, very careful, because
Chocolates are cancelled in Japan. Of all the things to cancel, why chocolate? Well, it's not chocolates themselves that are problematic in Japan, it's more the context they're being given in. It all started back in February 2018 when Godiva, a Belgian-based chocolate company, ran a full-page ad in primetime newspaper Nihon Keizai Shimbun calling for Japanese people to stop buying chocolate. I know, a chocolate company ran a marketing campaign to make people buy less chocolate. But of course, there's a catch here. Godiva was campaigning to cancel a specific type of chocolate called kiri choco, or obligation chocolates. And Godiva's campaign to stop it initiated quite a fierce debate amongst the Japanese public. To understand why this chocolate is getting cancelled, we need to cover two things. One, what even are obligation chocolates? And two, why do Japanese people celebrate Valentine's Day with their boss? Kiri choco, or obligation chocolates, are a special type of chocolate that's given out on Valentine's Day in Japan by women to male bosses, co-workers, and acquaintances. Kiri chocolates are meant to be a token of appreciation in a professional context and a way to acknowledge the assistance received by co-workers or bosses throughout the year. Showing appreciation through chocolate is great, but when only women are expected to do it, it starts to feel a bit one-sided. And let's not forget, you're giving this not just on any day, but Valentine's Day. As you can see, Valentine's in Japan works a bit differently. To unpack this difference and understand why kiri choco is a thing, we first have to cover some history behind Valentine's Day in Japan. You see, Valentine's was first introduced to Japan in 1936 by a chocolate company called Morozov. Morozov mainly targeted foreigners and tried to use Valentine's as a way to incentivize sales. Their campaign didn't do well though, and subsequent attempts to reintroduce Valentine's Day to Japan around the 1950s also didn't perform well. It wasn't until the 1970s when confectioners strategically positioned Valentine's Day as a day for Japanese women to express their feelings to men by giving gifts like chocolate that led to the mainstream adoption of Valentine's Day in society. Just like that, the expectation for women to give chocolate on Valentine's Day took hold. Confectioners introduced not only the idea of
It's genius. They're like, hey, we know the women are going to try to give blowjobs to their boss. So instead, let's have them give chocolates. It's more innocent.
romantic gifts, but also gifts given out of obligation,
Chocolate
which are
or
our
blowjobs?
kiri chocolates.
Would
What
you rather have
started as a
blowjobs
marketing
in your
campaign
workplace
quickly
or
became a
chocolate in your
social
workplace?
obligation. And
It's
this
up to you.
consumerist practice was able to seamlessly blend in with Japanese society because
Yeah, Japanese. You think this is like a ploy for like the Japanese bosses to get like chocolates? You're thinking, oh, those damn Japanese bosses getting chocolates. But they're pissed off about it too. They're like, we used to get blowjobs for promotions. Now we get chocolates for promotions. It's disgusting.
because of this cultural concept, kiri. Kiri, as defined in Rita and others' work, acts as an ethical force that requires people to, even when their natural tendency might be to behave otherwise, participate in socially required reciprocal activities. Coming back to Valentine's, you might not want to give your coworkers chocolate, but if it was expected of you, then you had to, especially since this was a gift of appreciation, to thank male coworkers and bosses for their help throughout the year. You don't want to seem ungrateful, do you? The positioning of Valentine's as a day for only women to give gifts was also quite a novel approach, because traditionally, gift giving in Japan was a very male-dominated act. Women exchanged gifts with
Oh, it's weird that only one gender gives something on a certain holiday of Valentine's Day. Oh, that's so weird. Weird. We should never expect women to only give chocolates to their male coworkers. That's so weird that one gender would give chocolates to the other on a holiday of Valentine's Day.
laws and family, but it was men that gave gifts to other men in political settings, which women were not allowed to be a part of. The introduction of kiri choco then, a gift
Wait, is this feminism? The women weren't allowed to give chocolates to the male, but all the men were doing it to each other?
meant for male bosses and co-workers, gave Japanese other men in political act. Women grateful too. The positioning of Valentine's as a day for only women to give gifts was also quite a novel approach, because traditionally, gift giving in Japan was a very male-dominated act. Women exchanged gifts with in-laws and family, but it was men that gave gifts to other men in political settings, which women
That's too funny. Just men giving each other hot chocolate. They're giving each other chocolate.
Were not allowed to be a part of. The introduction of kiri choko then, a gift meant for male bosses and co-workers, gave Japanese women an opportunity to exercise this power in giving gifts to deepen their various relationships, which was not readily observed at that time. In this way, some scholars portray kiri choko as a symbol of empowerment for women. But at the same time, the word kiri, or obligation, kind of implies otherwise, and hints at some of the problematic issues behind this practice. For starters, an obligatory gift sounds quite paradoxical. Yes, Japanese women are able to use gifts as a way to further their relationships with male colleagues and bosses, but it's also expected of them to do so in order to maintain them. Kiri may not be the most straightforward societal norm, but it is fundamental to how relationships are formed and sustained in Japanese society. And to truly understand its long-standing significance, we need to go back in time. The concept of kiri has existed since ancient Japan, with early instances of it being documented during the Yayoi period, where farmers would collaborate and help one another plan and harvest crops. Farmers that received more help were eager to then repay the favor, forming the essential reciprocity behind kiri. During the Muromachi period, kiri was encompassed through the act of gift-giving, which lives on through the existence of kiri choko and many other practices. It wasn't until the feudal era, though, that the idea of kiri really cemented itself as a core cultural norm in Japan, and that's thanks to the samurais, who pushed values like obligation, reciprocity, and loyalty. Kiri to samurai was putting your life on the line to repay the favor the king had showed you. And a failure to reciprocate and show up would break trust and lead to a loss of respect. This interpretation of kiri as loyalty and honor became more refined during the Edo period as a
Totally chocolate power. I like this honor culture stuff, but it is hard to be it's hard to say that people can't take advantage of that system. It's a shitty hole-filled system, but I do like it.
It came to represent civic responsibility. Kiri became a rule that enforced reciprocation amongst one another to maintain social relationships. And if I may, I think we should enforce another rule to maintain good relationships. And that is, if you're putting on perfume or cologne, do not spray it so much on yourself, Susan, that I choke on your scent in the work elevator. And because we're all about reciprocity and obligation today, Susan, I'll let you in on a better way to do things. If you want to smell good and find the best fragrance for you without breaking the bank, you need to check out Scentbird. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service carrying over 700 fragrances. I chose 4 fragrances, and I mentioned this before, but I'm still obsessed with the smell of osmanthus. It reminds me of when I traveled to China, and if you're a fan of sandalwood and cedar, don't do what I did and dangerously hover around the Lalabo's fragrance selection. Try this scent instead during this video. Kiri forms an essential part of Japanese society and interpersonal relationships, and now that we've traced its roots and understood its significance, we can better examine the practice of gifting kiri choko and why it's getting cancelled. Kiri choko is not as prevalent now, but it was a big deal 30 years ago, and it's worth taking a look at that as we work our way to the present. In a 1991 survey conducted by Morozov, 84% of women gave out chocolate on Valentine's Day to male co-workers and bosses, compared to the 28% of women who gave chocolate on the day to their lover. I'm not sure whether every respondent in that survey was in a relationship, otherwise the comparison between gifting chocolates to lovers and co-workers would be quite skewed, but either way, if we just focus on the kiri choko stat, 84% of women giving chocolate to male co-workers or bosses is a lot. And the dominance of this practice attracted a fair share of criticism. Many remarked that Valentine's Day in Japan was not romantic at all. Instead, the day's arrival was a chore for many women. It was stressful because they had to figure out who to give chocolates to. If you missed someone who expected a kiri choko, then that could offend or upset them. Gifting kiri chokos was also an expensive activity. Kiri chokos individually are meant to be more affordable, but it adds up when you're buying 10 of them. And to be safe, you'd always rather overgive to preserve relationships than undergive and ruin one. So in many ways for women, gifting kiri choko felt like a burden. But before we slam this practice, I do want to show you a different perspective, which highlights how kiri chokos can be a very effective way at conveying gratitude and thanks, as it's originally intended. A woman in her mid-30s says this: Hiraoka, my boss, is the most kind. His manners are gentle and he always remembers you and helps me during the year. Every time he goes on a trip, he returns with an omiyage gift and offers it to the office. I will give him a kiri chocolate. It is a good occasion to thank him. In this instance, kiri choco is an effective way to show thanks on the day to someone who's taken care of you. So it would appear that kiri choco, when it's given with the intention of genuinely thanking someone and reciprocating their goodwill, is a joy to give. But when it feels like it's an obligatory ritual feeling unnecessary consumerism and comes with consequences if you don't participate in it, then kiri choco is not a fun gifting practice. It's simply a burden. Or I guess we could say this is the difference between getting to give chocolate and having to give chocolate. But like it or hate it, this practice and the expectation of kiri choco was set. And the biggest winner here were the confectionists. In 1996, estimated chocolate sales in Japan were 49.6 billion yen. Chocolate sales on Valentine's accounted for up to 70% of chocolate stores' annual sales in Japan. The expectation to gift kiri choco was so pervasive that it was observed to boost stocks of chocolate stores back then. But as the years went on, Japanese society saw a shift in cultural attitudes and gender norms. Women received less pressure to conform and were also more willing to challenge traditional gendered practices, such as gifting kiri choco. In addition, other factors like rising costs, shifting priorities of treating family, friends, and oneself instead meant there was growing dissent among women with the practice of giving kiri choco. And that's the angle Godiva aimed for with a bold ad campaign in 2018 to put a stop to kiri chocos. This was a groundbreaking move at the time, as it directly challenged the deeply ingrained cultural norm of kiri. The ad states, Valentine's Day is supposed to be a day when you confess your true feelings. It's not a day when you're supposed to go out of your way to keep good relations at work. Godiva's proposed solution to end the practice of kiri chocos was to call upon Japan's business executives to enforce a ban. For individual women, choosing not to participate in this tradition could result in unfavorable workplace consequences. However, if company leaders set the expectation that kiri choco is unnecessary, women would genuinely be able to opt out without fear of repercussions. It's also worth pointing out here that this act by Godiva to ban chocolates as a chocolate company isn't as self-sacrificing as it may seem, because there are actually multiple types of chocolates that are gifted on Valentine's Day, with traditionally the two biggest types being kiri choco, that we are very familiar with by now, and honto choco, or true love chocolate, the chocolate you give to someone you actually romantically like. Some easy ways to tell the difference between the two is through how expensive the chocolate is, how fancy it is, and the brand of chocolate. And guess what? Godiva is not a kiri choco brand, which is why this is such a brilliant move. They're raising awareness on the issue, addressing actual frustrations by women that aren't able to really be expressed, and they're not losing any money from doing this. Many women who felt trapped by this tradition greatly appreciated the sentiment, like Tomoko Ishii, a female professional who explains, it gets expensive to buy chocolates for coworkers, and you always have to worry about mixed signals. You have to think about how much to spend. They can't be too cheap either, or that could be insulting. She says if her boss orders people not to give kiri choco, that would relieve her of the yearly burden. Regarding this campaign, Godiva Japan's president says, we'd like to see people enjoy Valentine's Day, not as something done out of a sense of obligation or custom or ritual, but as a day when people can freely express their feelings and love. You have to respect this move regardless of motive. Godiva is addressing valid concerns and may have accidentally taken out half the competitors in the chocolate industry with it. Godiva's ad was already shaking things up, then COVID happened and dealt the final blow. People weren't in the office anymore, so forget about not seeing your coworkers. People didn't even know who their coworkers were. Even though we're past this phase now, with most of us going back into the office, the practice of gifting kiri choco never really recovered. In 2023, a survey showed 5% of respondents planning to gift kiri choco, as opposed to 14% in the year pre-COVID. As gifting kiri choco declines, other forms of chocolate gifting on Valentine's Day have risen, such as tomo choco, chocolate for friends, kazoku choco, chocolate for family, and jibun choco, chocolate for yourself.
Give chocolate.
We can clearly see the shift in attitude in this interview played on Japanese TV.
自分が一番大事やもんな。頑張ってるからご褒美みたいな。仕事で疲れて帰ってきて自分お疲れみたいな感じで一日一個ずつ食べたいな。
Well, Back to blowjobs.
Valentine's gift giving in Japan is becoming less about obligation and more about personal connection. Decades ago, women gifting chocolate to men in the workplace could be interpreted as a form of empowerment. Now, empowerment is breaking free from that expectation and treating oneself instead to an indulgent, fancy chocolate bar. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and now you're obligated to subscribe. To reciprocate, I'll keep making thoughtful cultural commentary videos on East Asia just like this one. Thank you as well to my wonderful patrons for their support, and don't forget to go check out Scentbird for 55% off your first order by using my code INEED55. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
So all the men from my previous post saying that they have found peace by being alone, and they're not trying to date because they just want peace. Are you trying to say that we don't bring peace to your life?
Yes. Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and today we are taking a look at modern women getting straight up ignored.
Let's not.
風俗に行くことは浮気かどうかっていう、どう思いますか？イエスかノー、イエスかノーで。ノー。ノー。金払えばいいよって言ったことあります。
Recently, street interviews have gone viral, featuring Japanese people saying that cheating is okay. If you haven't seen this before, you're welcome for the culture shock. But there's more, because you have uni students in research papers going even further to say, well, everyone cheats, and husbands reflecting on their affairs, stating, if you want sex, that's where the girlfriend comes in. I'm gonna take a wild guess here and say this kind of thinking and attitude towards cheating is not one you're familiar with. So where does this difference in value come from? And is there actually a cheating culture in Japan? To properly investigate this matter, I need to take you back in time, to an era where Japan was genuinely chill with cheating. Cheating occurs when you're in an exclusive relationship and you have an emotional or sexual affair with someone who is not your partner. Now here's a question for you. What happens when you're in a committed relationship but you don't care for your partner at all? In ancient Japan, this was a common problem people faced because historically, commitments like marriage were not about love. The point of marrying someone was to form alliances between your families and to produce heirs. So it was almost like a business deal. Once you fulfilled your duties to your family, you were then free to pursue your own individual desires, like finding passion or love. We can see this mindset very clearly during the Heian era in Japan. Among the Heian elite, married couples often slept in separate residences, which made it really easy for other people to slip in and out of bedrooms without awkwardly encountering the wife or husband. It literally could not be easier to cheat. The Heian era was the most infamous time in Japan for cheating because it commonly occurred and because both men and women could cheat. As time progresses, we'll see cheating still occurs, but it becomes more and more of a thing only men could get away with. A few hundred years later, during the Tokugawa period, these restrictions came into place. If men from the elite class wanted to sleep around, they could do so, but these activities had to be within Yoshiwara, Japan's first legal red light district. For elite class women, it was frowned upon for them to seek other partners. Confucian thought, introduced through the text Onna Daigaku, or greater learning for women, required them to be faithful to only one husband. So, a double standard had emerged, and it was solidified during the Meiji era in the 19th century. The Japanese government implemented the IES system, emphasizing traditional household roles. Men went out to work, and women looked after the home. This structural division justified a lot of the cheating that was conducted by men. Japanese men worked hard for their family, they were the breadwinner, so if they occasionally needed an outlet to relieve their stress, then they deserved it. But if a woman were to cheat, she would be disrespecting her husband and her children. For a while during the Meiji era, there was even a law that stated a husband had the right to kill his wife and her lover if he found them committing adultery. With such biased laws and widespread justification for men to cheat, women were low-key gaslit into thinking affairs were acceptable husband behavior. Even if they didn't like it, there was little they could do to stop it. Public opinion was that it was fine, and before World War II, it was not uncommon for upper middle class men to have one or even two mistresses, as it was a sign of social prestige. At the time, the prevailing belief was if you couldn't keep a mistress, you were second-rate. This double standard for cheating remained until after World War II. What changed? Well, political reforms and the introduction of Christian ideals during this time led to monogamy becoming the new norm for both genders. And we can see this reflected in the law. Before 1948, under Japanese law, adultery was only about the sexual relationship of a married woman with another man. I know. So now applying the same standard to men signaled a huge change in values in Japanese society. And this is honestly a very recent development. It hasn't even been 100 years. Compare this to the ancient Greeks and Romans, first millennium Jews and Christians, medieval Catholics, early modern Protestants, where marital monogamy has been the mainstream in the West for millennia. Not only is there a stark difference between Japan and the West in adapting monogamy, Japan also differs from its East Asian neighbors. Yes, Confucian teaching of loyalty and faithfulness was introduced to Japan, but it was only really applied to women. The Confucian definition of marriage, a monogamous bond between a man and a woman, was never really adopted by the Japanese. And Japan's most popular religions, Buddhism and Shinto, didn't place as much emphasis on marriage or monogamy as Christianity did in the West, or as Confucianism did in East Asia. As you can see, these religious or philosophical differences played a very big role in emphasizing or not emphasizing marital monogamy. And all of this has a huge impact on what Japanese society later deems as acceptable. Laws may have changed, and monogamy may be the expectation now, but ways of thinking shaped by thousands of years of history do not just disappear overnight. So let's take a look at what Japanese people nowadays think, starting with the demographic featured in all those street interviews. Do young Japanese people really think this way, or is this just a cherry-picked sample? Let's find out. University, a time when nothing truly mattered. Lectures were held to be skipped, assignments were made to be submitted late, and uni campus was a landmark, a place you saw once a while and never for a long time. This spirit of nothing matters seemed to be shared in Japan too, though slightly differently. Momoko, a 21-year-old student, cuts to the chase. Cheating is forgivable because we are still college students. This was her response to Kimura and Ferrer in their 2021 paper on how university students in Japan dealt with cheating. Most responses in the paper said cheating was common, and nearly every respondent justified it as a product of youth. It's a rather grim image. There's a shared belief among these respondents that because they're young, relationships aren't that serious anyways, and it's not like you're thinking about marriage, so cheating is more acceptable. May, a 22-year-old who cheated, says, "Because I am a university student, I do not need to have a very serious relationship. Basically, I started infidelity with a light heart." And I have a confession to make. I've cheated too. On my study schedule. Yeah, I set all these goals for myself, like get fluent in a language, but how am I going to get fluent if I'm always on YouTube or TikTok instead of actually studying? Well, something that's worked for me is to not force myself to open a textbook and start drilling vocab. That sounds horrible, but to simply work smarter, not harder. You never have to convince yourself to watch another anime episode. In fact, the struggle is to stop. So why fight that urge? Migaku is your one-stop language learning platform that comes with a Chrome extension, app, grammar courses, and more. It offers
Oh my god.
fidelity with a light heart. These responses make cheating sound very commonplace and acceptable, but I do need to emphasize the study looked only at those who had cheated or were the third person or were cheated on. It's a very specific demographic, so we can't assume the views and experiences being shared here reflect the experiences and thoughts of the broader population. Still, these responses offer some insightful perspectives. Respondents who cheated often minimize their behavior by rationalizing and justifying it, saying it's not a big deal, we're still young, and everyone does it. Despite this, there were still respondents in the same study who stated cheating was morally unacceptable and a deal breaker. Daiki, a 22-year-old who was cheated upon, says, "Yeah, I'm the type that doesn't forgive stuff like that. I'd kind of just immediately lose feelings for her." Many respondents who were cheated on broke up with their partner because they had the idea of once a cheater, always a cheater. And I know this is something that splits the room, so let me know in the comments below if you agree with it. Because we can even see a clear divide here in this study. There were those who thought cheating was okay, mostly the cheaters, and those who thought it should never happen, and they were usually the ones who got cheated on. When it comes to the street interviews, I suspect we're seeing a similar occurrence here. Those who cheat or have cheated will likely minimize their behavior, saying it's okay and it's common. But the part that seemed to shock people the most from these street interviews was how chill Japanese women seemed to be with the idea of their partner saying a prostitute. So we're going to address this, and this is where all that historical context we looked at comes in and handy. Remember, it wasn't until very recently, until after World War II, that the idea of monogamy was enforced in Japan for both genders. So for centuries prior, Japanese women would know their husbands were cheating on them, having affairs or visiting prostitutes to relax after work, and they could do absolutely nothing about it. Of course, things have changed now, but the ways of thinking or societal expectations can still linger. Many of these female respondents say they're fine with their partner seeing a prostitute, but are they really okay with it? Or is there still social pressure in being a chill girl because just 2 generations ago men could cheat and women were okay with it? Take a look at the reason why this respondent thinks prostitution is not cheating.
風俗に行くことは浮気かどうかっていう、どう思いますか？イエスかノー、イエスかノーで。ノー。ノー。全然嫌ではあります。いや。なるほどなるほど。じゃあ自分が重いって思われたくないっていうのを理由に浮気だとは思わないっていうことです。なるほど。
It's easy for us in the West to assume that not seeing a prostitute is the bare minimum. In fact, if that were a requirement, the bar is truly in hell. But the same privilege is not so readily afforded to Japanese women. The relationship between cheating and societal expectations gets even deeper when we look at the generation above. If you weren't shocked already by what you have seen, hold on tight, because for this generation, cheating is often not the problem, it's the solution. In CNN's 2019 docuseries on sex and love around the world, Japanese respondents shared their views on love, marriage, and affairs. One Japanese woman declares, "I love my husband and I love my boyfriend. What's wrong with that?" In Sokoto Sayaka's book on marriage infidelity in Japan, she notes that Japanese men liked how their wife did the housework and understood their role at work. As for their mistress, Japanese men liked her appearance and the sex they shared. For Japanese women though, everything about the new guy was better. His personality, his appearance, his hobbies, the sex, there was nothing the husband could offer that was better. Damn, that's brutal. But this raises the question. I mean, I guess with Japanese men, they might keep their wife around so someone does all the laundry and the dishes. But what is making Japanese women stay if their lover is better in every single way? Well, there's 2 parts to Japanese culture here that explains why people who cheat often would rather keep cheating than get a divorce. And that's gaman culture and shogunai. Gaman culture is a Japanese concept where one endures hardship without complaints. It's deeply ingrained in Japanese culture, and if you've heard of Japan's long working hours, gaman culture is what pushes workers to endure such brutal conditions. In the same way, it may encourage those in unhappy marriages to keep sticking it out even if they want a different life or a different partner. Another trait stemming from gaman culture is the attitude of shogunai, or it can't be helped. Basically, it is what it is. And if you remember the girl from earlier, she actually expresses this exact attitude when asked about her partner seeing a prostitute.
嫌だけど、しょうがないかなって思っちゃう。
When given a chance to elaborate, she confesses she doesn't like her partner going to see a prostitute. And let's be honest here, who would? But she still says it's fine because it can't be helped. Gaman culture and this attitude of it can't be helped when applied to a marriage often leads to couples staying together even when they're deeply unhappy because it's expected of them. And also because the family unit, the kids, and social appearances, all of this is often considered more important than individual happiness.
Did your husband know? No. What would you do if you found out? Divorce? No. Why?
子供たちが
So you're happy now?
Yes.
In these cases, quietly cheating often becomes the solution instead of the problem. Again, please note that in a happy marriage, this obviously does not apply. And cheating does come with consequences in Japan. It's not as trivial as these respondents would make it seem. For example, Carolina Shino, crowned Miss Japan in 2024, had to return her title after it was revealed that she had an affair with a married man. Yaguchi Mari, Becky, Watabe Ken are all famous Japanese public figures whose careers took a hit after news of them having affairs or being involved in one came out. Cheating is not more common in Japan than in other countries. It's simply the attitude around cheating that catches us off guard. Many viewers who see these videos may leave with the impression that there is a cheating culture in Japan, but that is simply wrong. These responses, which can be easily misunderstood, have to be interpreted within the context of Japanese society, culture, and history. Behind the nonchalant attitudes displayed here is a long history of patriarchal laws that have shaped and guided the Japanese, particularly women, on what to expect from a relationship. And with the older generation, cheating can be viewed as the easier alternative than splitting up and dealing with the social consequences. Nevertheless, Japan is no better or worse at cheating than other countries. While infidelity exists in Japan, it is not truly acceptable in the eyes of most Japanese people, nor is there a culture that celebrates or encourages cheating. Viral content wouldn't be viral if the responses weren't shocking. While some Japanese may normalize cheating, the majority still value trust and fidelity in their relationships. In the cases where cheating does occur, looking back at historical and cultural values as we've examined today can help explain why people react the way they do in these circumstances. Thank you for watching all the way until the end, and make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Lots more similar content coming. Thank you as well to my patrons for their endless support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Okay, before we even start, let me tell you, this is not just any cheating story. Imagine you're a successful CEO of a company. Yeah, imagine. And your friend calls you telling you that he's attending a wedding. He sends you a video of the scenery. Oh wow, this is a very nice wedding. Like, everybody looks so happy. I wonder who the bride is. Then you take a good close look. Wait a minute, that bride is my girlfriend. From a mother coaching her daughter on how to infiltrate a billionaire's family to marry their son while juggling 5 men at once and keeping it all a secret, this is like a 5-star level heist mission for Chinese influencers. Like, we even got a feature from Wang Se-tong, the daddy's money final boss, complimenting her elite level cheating skills like it's China's Got Talent. And it all started with Xiang Sixing, the mastermind at play. Now, she was a massive Chinese influencer from Zhejiang. Regular city, regular family, but she had aggressive dreams. And when I mean aggressive, I mean they literally looked at their daughter and said, yeah, we're not letting genetics stop this bag. Xiang's parents had one clear plan, and it was to marry her into money. They poured basically all their savings into
What's good, chat? I ain't even late. 1 to 10. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm back. Yo! What's good, Wee? What's good, Rob? What's good, chat? I'm back, baby. What's good, Ayo? What's good, ladies and gentlemen? I've returned again. What's good, Fades? Chat, how we doing? I'm back, baby. How we doing? Black hoodie, by the way, or robe, as you may call it. Whatever. Chat, how we doing? I am back. Yo, Cam, Brute, YZ with the 5 gifted. Give me some W's for YZ, Brit, Pone, BX. Appreciate it. Chat, we doing good? Chat, we doing good? Chat, how's everybody's day going on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me hear it. How we doing? Scale of 1 to 10. Let me hear it. Yo, Juan with the 20 gifted subs. Chat, give me some W's for Juan with the 20 gifted subs. Appreciate you, Juan. Wii Sports today. Not today, but chat, it is literally a 99% chance Wii Sports will be tomorrow. There's a 99% chance Wii Sports tomorrow, so we're good. We're good. Yo, TJ with the 5 gifted. Give me some W's for TJ with the 5 gifted. And Newt with the 5 as well. Appreciate you, Newt. But yeah, chat. Hey, how's everybody's day going on a scale of 1 to 10, chat? How we doing? How we doing? What'd this dude just say? Yo, Death with the 5 gift as well. Appreciate you, Death. What'd this dude just say? Congrats on retiring from being a sumo wrestler. Buddy, I'm not big enough to be a sumo wrestler. Yo, Tom with the 5 gift. Appreciate you, Tom. Chad, am I big enough to be a sumo wrestler? Be honest. Yo, it's Stormy. Teen. Tom with the 5 gifted. Appreciate you, Tom. Ice. But yeah, chat, Wii Sports is essentially guaranteed tomorrow. Also, yo, Strawberry with the 50 gifted subs. Give me some W's for Strawberry with the 50 gifted. Oh my goodness. Chat, give me some W's for Strawberry with the 50 gifted subs. Appreciate you, Strawberry. Oh yeah, chat, by the way, y'all remember how I told y'all something crazy was going to happen in a couple weeks? I saw Jinxie talk about it, so I'll go ahead and say it too. Chat, today is the 7th, so on the 15th, no, the 16th, I'm going to Jinxie's place. Me and Jinx are gonna have a little in-person stream going. So yeah, y'all are gonna see me over at Jinxie's on the 16th. So yeah, we're gonna go over there. We're gonna have a good little time. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Yo, Messiah with the 5 gifted as well. Appreciate you, Messiah. But yeah, chat, going to Jinxie's on I think it's the 16th. Yeah, the 16th. I'm gonna be over there. Yeah. We're doing that mukbang. Chat, I do think we're doing a mukbang, not gonna lie. I think we're doing a mukbang. I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. I'm like 90% sure we're doing a mukbang. That's what he said. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. Yo, Zabios with the 5 gifted subs. And Reaper with the 10 gifted. Give me some W's for Reaper with the 10 gifted. Appreciate you, Reaper. But yeah. Chat, I had Subway today because I'm on a health kick, you know what I mean? You know? I had Subway because I'm on a health kick. Bits. Yo, Fraser with the 10 gifted as well. Give me some W's for Fraser as well with the 10 gifted. Okay. Emmett with the 5,000 bits. Hey, Case, hope you're doing well today. I'm back after healing mentally, and I feel a lot better now thanks to chat. Thanks to those who DM'd me, yo, W-mans. I'm glad to see you again to start the day off right. Look like Momdo Else Bay? Who? Never mind, you're on the mod list, Emmett. Thank you. Never mind, Emmett, you're on the mod list. Accurate representation. Finally, somebody could capture my physique. Don't say cap either, chat. Don't you dare say fake or cap. Yo, Banana with the 5 gifted. Give me some W's for Banana with the 5 and Queso's calorie count with the 10 gifted as well. I appreciate the gifted. But yeah. Chat, do I look extra swole today? Be honest. Oh, there's a part 15 from Thick Chameleon. How has she made 15 of these things and not been banned yet?
And not been banned.
Let's see what this is, chat. Part 15 of a Thick Chameleon edit. Chat, am I thick? Be honest, am I thick? I've been told I'm thick. I have. I've been told I'm thick. Yo, Flying with the 5 gifted. Appreciate you, Flying. I got told I was thick at my brother's wedding. I got told I was thick at a baseball game. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, I've been told I've been thick IRL quite a few times. I'm not gonna lie. It has happened quite a few times. Alright, let's see. Oh, it's 1:29. Yeah, you're done. Part 14 is your last one, because you're officially banned for... Well, I guess not, because there's a part 15. This absolute bum, no family having nerd. Russ family hates him, and he only lives to make me suffer. Yeah. You can't even blame me for this. What do you mean? You literally cannot even blame me for this, because it's disgusting. Yo, Cheese with the 10 gifted. Appreciate you, Cheese, for the 10 gifted, Cheese. Cheese does not count as... That is insane. What are the odds of that? Yo, what are the odds of that? Cheese does not count as lactose. Cheese is made with milk? No, it's not. I did beat Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Cheese with another 10 gifted. Yo, chat, give me some W's for Cheese. Appreciate you, Cheese. Oh no. Sir? Okay. Have a good one, sir. Kobe! I personally think I'd be a good cop in real life. Because I'd literally sit in my car and watch YouTube all day. And not stop anybody. Yo, Mikey with the 5 gifted. Appreciate you, Mikey. Because I do. Hey! Yo! Hey! Hey! Hey, you know? That's crazy. Bring it more over here, then you get on it again, then you bounce on it again.
I can't. Get out.
Okay, first off, I don't understand. I thought I banned Thick Chameleon after the 3rd edit. How is she still going with the 15th edit now? Get her out of the Discord! W edit, though. Can I get a bottle of water? Hey, Thick Chameleon, can I get a bottle of water? Huh? Next. Oh my goodness. 163. How many streams is that? How many streams is 163 hours? Say 4 hours per stream. How many of that is 163? That's 40 streams. L viewer. That's not enough. You only tuned in to 40 streams, buddy. You know how many streams I have under my belt, which I don't need because my pants are already the correct size because I'm extremely fit and they contort to my body. Yo, Shax with the 10 gifted subs. Give me some W's for Shax with the 10 gifted. And Legit with the 5. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you.
He's going to tip the boat over.
Everyone brace for impact.
I'm pretty sure you're canceled for this. Wait, I'm pretty sure you're canceled for this. Yo, Arissa with the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate you, Arissa. Do you understand how many sea life aquatic animals lost their life in this? Do you understand how many sea life aquatic entities lost their life in this? What is this? POV Case goes out for a walk. No. How did I immediately know it was Okay, first off, why is this dude still trying to make a bowl of cereal in the middle of an earthquake? That's something I would do. Yo, that's great commitment to the cereal, though. Queso's girlfriend confirmed. So a random individual that I have absolutely no contact with and have never had a conversation or said one word to in my entire life sends me a PlayStation message and says ILY Case, and you say Queso's girlfriend confirmed? Buddy, that is the definition of false information on the internet. Yo, Fades with the 5 gift. Appreciate you, Fades. What is this? What are you doing? No.
So Jim Ratcliffe got in trouble recently for saying, well, the UK has been colonised by immigrants, so can't say this is good, and events keep conspiring to prove him right. And this is actually really useful for the right wing, for anyone who supports Restore Britain, the actual right wing in this country, and for anyone who wants to make sure that Britain remains British into the future, because it really is obviously true that areas, you can judge by the census data, that areas of the country have become just almost exclusively non-native in Britain now. But having them shove it in our faces, I realise it's insufferable to watch. Trust me, my blood boils as much as anyone else's at the sheer levels of disrespect for it. But it's actually strategically very helpful. And honestly, we kind of want them to keep amplifying the message. Make sure that everyone's well aware of just how blatant it is, how shameless they are about it, and how widespread it seems to actually be. And a good example of this has come from the Green Party's campaigning in Gorton and Denton. I mean, I'm glad they provided an English translation, because otherwise I wouldn't know what they were saying. Something in weird noodle language, which, okay, fine. Like, I'm not saying... They released a campaign video, 2 minutes long nearly, that is entirely in Urdu, and in which they call Matt Goodwin a racist, apparently. But the only reason I know that is because I've seen other people who speak Urdu talking about it. And we mentioned this the other day in the Matt and the Dan and Carl chats. The last British politician who was white British who could speak Urdu was Enoch Powell, by the way. So, you know, just what a strange looming figure he has become over modern politics because of his prescience and talents. Anyway, this is evident that it is a form of colonization. What would be the point of having campaign videos in foreign languages if Britain wasn't being colonized? And the colonization is, of course, foreign peoples being transplanted from their homes to ours, setting up their own ethnic enclaves in which they do not need to learn the native language of the country. And the only reason that you would put a campaign advert out in their native language is if they didn't sufficiently understand the English ones. And so, great, this is showing everything that Jim Ratcliffe was saying. This proves to everyone absolutely everything. And the thing is, it's not just one colony of a foreign place and a foreign language. It's multiple. Here's one. I assume this is Arabic. Again, this is all noodle language to me. I'm not eating part. Should we see what they're saying? Let's find out. Mashallah from the Leeds Green Party. The Green Party is doing a very good job and wants to keep everyone united, while Reform is complaining about the Urdu language. They send such messages because of racism, which spreads division. On Thursday, everyone in Gorton and Denton should vote for the Green Party and give victory to unity. So what's the Green Party's plan here? They are explicitly trying to create a coalition of foreign Muslims who come from various different countries. Like, this is an Arabic translation. This is Urdu, because there are 52 Muslim countries all across the Middle East, stretching from India to the Cape of Africa. They are a very wide-ranging religion with lots of different groups of people, but they understand that they all have a collective interest in overthrowing the native white population of Britain, the English population in Manchester. If they stick together, then they can win against us, because demographics have been used as a weapon in this way. And so now this is literally a lost part of Britain. And that's what makes Gorton and Denton actually significant. What we're witnessing here is probably the future of the country. And you can, and the thing is, right, the Muslim bloc vote in Gorton and Denton is about 30%. Then there's an extra percentage of people who are not Muslims but also not English. And then you've got the English working class, who still are technically the majority, but are, many of them, still voting for Labour. So about 28% of the polls are up and down, obviously. But it's a three-horse race between Labour, Reform and the Greens. Labour are primarily white voters. Reform are primarily, again, white English voters. And the Greens are primarily foreign voters. And so you can see how the split in the vote in the natives is giving traction to the foreigners. And honestly, I think the Greens are probably going to win this. It looks like they've got actually a much stronger campaign. And honestly, I think Matt Goodwin's campaign has been a lot weaker than it ought to have been. He's an academic, not a political campaigner. And I don't think he's done a great job here. And like I said, they're very proud of this. Right? They're completely unashamed. Here's Zach Polanski. Oh, the right-wing trolls hated seeing our campaign video in Urdu, so here it is in Bangla instead. I love our party. Oh, sorry, I don't know. This one's in Bangla. I guess they had a different one in Urdu. I don't know, and I don't care. I shouldn't have to know. But look at the messaging. Gorton and Denton was built by all of us, and we all deserve to belong. Again, this is what I've been saying all along about right-wing. This is a right-wing message under the rubric of the left to communities that are not left-wing ideologically. Like, these people don't believe in leftism. They don't believe in materialism. They don't believe in socialism. What they believe in is securing your resources for their tribe. And so to themselves, they are deeply right-wing. In their own countries, they, as we saw in Tower Hamlets, they're Aspire progressive councillors in Tower Hamlets and Bangladeshi National Party members and candidates in their own countries. They're as deeply right-wing as you can imagine. And they're just using this as a kind of in-group, out-group sorting mechanism. Yes, if we can get hold of your resources, we're incredibly progressive and you're a racist. But when it comes to ours, we're incredibly conservative. We're incredibly groupish. And we make sure we patrol our own borders very, very strongly. And so it's this kind of international colonization that's just being done in England right now. And it is significantly disadvantaging us to the point where it looks like even the insurgent right-wing party that is Restore is going to lose to it. It's like, okay, well, this is something we need to be aware of. And I think, honestly, it's Restore's lack of nativism that is actually the problem here. If Reform, obviously Restore is deeply nativist, but Reform's lack of nativism and the fact that they just have, look, here are all these Muslims and Indians and whoever else around Nigel Farage. It's like, okay, well, still don't feel represented, to be honest. But this is basically the most revealing thing. Like, Gorton and Denton was built by all of us. Okay, well, look at what's been built. It's a shanty town. It's a third world colony. Of course it looks like the third world. It looks like the place they have left, and they're only here because they think they can get your money. That's the only reason they're here. Otherwise, they live in their own homeland. Like, they don't come here because they love our weather. Like, they don't, they're just here because they think they can get free money from our government, and it's because they can. And then through remittances, they can send unbelievable amounts of money home. So it's just, again, this is what the colonial project looks like in the modern era. It's extractive, but it's done by the consent of our own government, so as if we were occupied by a foreign power. And like I said, Zach Polanski, rub it in your face. They know they're the party of student communists and subversives and immigrants. That's what they're for. That's what they're here to do. They are here. When they say the 1%, they just mean the white English, right? The people, and in a lot of cases, they're pointing at people who earned their money legitimately, who started it, who didn't start with anything, started a business, became successful, and now enjoy the fruits of their labors. And Zach Polanski's like, yeah, those people are the problem. It's like, yeah, because they're not foreigners. That's Zach Polanski hates, and he said this in various interviews. He went to a Christian school where he was mocked for being gay, and he came away very resentfully from that. And now he's decided what he's going to do. He then went in sixth form, I think it was, to a much more multicultural school, and they didn't mock him for being gay because it's just not what they were about, I guess. And he felt, all right, okay, I can fit in here. I can't fit in with the majority English school, and therefore I can weaponize these against the English. It's deeply malevolent, and he's completely unashamed of it. And honestly, good. We need to be able to see it clearly. Like, if he was being stupid, this is him being stupid. If he was being smart and he understood, because remember when he began, right? He'd be like, no, people aren't wrong to be worried about immigration, but here's why they're wrong, right? He was trying to win over the white working class British and many middle class people. But notice how that mask has dropped now that he thinks that he can win purely on the immigrant vote. Now, and he said the other day as well, he thinks, oh, British people have moved past immigration. I mean, they haven't. The polling reveals immigration and the economy to be the most pressing issues in the country. And they're one and the same issue, basically. We're being ruined by immigration, and that's why the economy is so bad. But anyway, the mask is dropping, and that's great. No, the right-wing trolls, as in the native British, hate seeing our campaign video noted. Yeah, because it's highly offensive. But he doesn't care. Here's another one in a different foreign language. Screw you, is Zach Polanski's opinion. And remember when they put Colonization in Reverse, that poem, on the London Underground? This is colonization in reverse. Be aware. They will literally tell you this to their face. They're proud of it, and they will keep doing it in the face of your objections. And I tell you what, man, like, Aaron, could the Greens edge this election with rage bait? Is it rage bait, though? I know you think it's being presented as rage bait because you think that somehow this isn't serious, but it is serious. And honestly, as someone who supports the right-wing party in Britain, I'm actually glad you're doing it. I'm glad they're doing this. Like, this will aid us. The more people see this, the more people will realise, like John Cleese, like Bear Grylls, like the Dragon's Den guy. I never watched Dragon's Den. Duncan Battaglia, is it? Battaglia? I can't remember. I never watched Dragon's Den. But the more they're realising, oh, right, no, this is a real problem. And the more they're coming up for Rupert Lowe. Like, I mean, I personally would love to see people tagging Jeremy Clarkson in this. It's like, Jeremy, look at this. Look at this. This is our country now. This is what is happening here right now. Don't you think something needs to be done about it? Don't you think that actually people could use your voice being raised in order to help direct people in the direction of a restoration of our country rather than the continued colonization that we're getting under Blairism? And that's not going to change. It's the same from like the Lib Dems and the Labour Party through the Tories and through to Reform, as we talked about on the political chat yesterday. Nigel Farage just came out and openly admitted he was the right wing of Blairism. He's here to save the Blairite project, which is why his party is so diverse, which is why these things are as they are, which is why he hates the right wing. And he literally said, I'm here to stop the right. I'm genuinely here to stop the right. So, okay, that's great, Nigel, but we've had enough of wolves in sheep's clothing for now. Actually, the country is absolutely screwed, and we would like to fix it. Right? We would like to have the sort of country that you grew up in, and this ain't it. This is absolutely not it. Again, Aaron grew up in a country where this wasn't happening, but because of Aaron's ideological commitments to being left wing, he finds himself like all of the other sort of like post-woke leftists, being like, oh, I'm a localist, guys. I just want localism. And yet, for some reason, I support Mordor and the giant managerial tyrannical oppression and the ethnic replacement of the British people. I just want localism, but I still support all of the forces of darkness. Like, sorry, Aaron, you don't support localism. I know you're not an idiot. Like, Jimmy the Giant has a genuine claim to being just too moronic to understand what the problem is, but I know you're not moronic. I know you can understand this, and I know you are basically, for you, it's social at this point. You would have to admit where your political principles are going. You would have to abandon all of your friends and family. And it's like, well, I can see why you don't do it, but you are still putting yourself on the wrong side of every issue and trying to trivialize it by going, oh, well, it's just rage bait. It's just rage bait. No, it's campaign video to the constituency that Zach Polanski is trying to activate. And it reveals something really dark about the state of the country. And that, frankly, as I said at the beginning, is what we want everyone to see. Things are as bad as Rupert Lowe has been telling everyone, as we have been telling everyone, as everyone on the right can see. And the more that this message gets out, the stronger the case for us becomes.
Still banging on about that.
It's not often that a game actually surprises me. Usually I'm pretty good at watching a trailer for a game and having a pretty strong sense of if I'm going to like it or not. I always do approach them with open mind and open cheeks. I'm always willing to be,
open mind and
proven wrong on my preconceptions coming in, whether it's positive or negative. If there's something I think I'm going to love but ends up being trash, I'm more than willing to take that on the chin, or vice versa. If there's something I go in expecting abominable dog shit, but then I get served a wonderful, tasty cuisine, I don't just stubbornly stick and cling to what I expected going in. Point is, like your mother's legs, I'm always open. It's very rare, though, for a game to completely blindside me, and that's what just happened with High on Life 2. I fucking hated the first High on Life. I despised it. There was pretty much nothing in that game I liked other than the idea behind the guns, because it reminded me of Oddworld, but everything sucked major ass. It sucked farts through a crazy straw. I couldn't stand playing it. It was janky. It was boring. The writing didn't make me laugh. None of the characters ever shut the fuck up for even a second. It was just unrelenting cringe, and I just felt like the game overall was a snooze fest. I didn't like anything about the first High on Life. And High on Life 2 gets announced, and it looked a little better, but I thought for sure there's no way this was going to win me over. There's no way I was going to like it. But since I play like every game ever made for my gaming channel, I give all of them a fair shake. I, of course, checked out High on Life 2. Much to my delight, the game actually slaps. But it has one unforgivable sin, and if you've seen any of the reviews, you already know what I'm going to mention: the performance. The performance of High on Life 2 for the vast majority of players is unforgivable. It shouldn't have released in this state. For a lot of players, it doesn't even work. And that is completely unacceptable. They should have given this a little bit more time to bake in order to iron out those performance issues that so many players have been having. I've read that they've gotten a little better for some people, but still that doesn't excuse releasing a broken product. So that, of course, is a non-starter for a very good reason for a lot of people. I, however, did not have those performance issues outside of like the occasional stuttering and one or two crashes. So I got lucky in that regard, but I also have a fucking monster of a PC. So I want to give you my thoughts on it, and if you want to see the whole playthrough, it's up on Moist Critical Gaming. Go subscribe. Basically every game ever made I'm playing over there. Anyway, High on Life 2 is such a significant improvement in every possible area over the first one. It is much more fun to play, and I think the main thing that contributes to that is their emphasis on movement. So in High on Life 2, you have a skateboard. You get it very, very early. And the skateboard is fun. It is fast. It gives you movement options. You get air dash. You get grinds and shit. There's a lot that you can do with the skateboard that makes the movement feel very, very fast, which is great. But it's not just that that's an improvement. So let's take it from the top. So I actually cared about the story and the characters in this one, which I would have never expected going into this because I hated every character in the first High on Life. But somehow in this one, it works. They had like a complete overhaul of their approach to writing characters and writing jokes and just the world around High on Life too. And it works so much better. The way I describe this game is a modern 360 title. Every second I spent playing High on Life 2, I felt like I was in middle school again playing the Xbox 360 with some kind of wacky, zany game. It was really, really creative, especially its boss fights. Like, there is a boss in here that shrinks down to Ant-Man size, and you have to follow him by following his coffee stains that he leaves behind, which isn't the most creative part, but what happens is, when you do take down his health bar, you do, throw him up against the lockers and shake him down for his lunch money. He has a phase 2, but not in the way you think. He infiltrates the game itself. So what he does is he gets inside of your suit, and your suit is your UI, it's your menu. So now you as the player have to fight him in your suit, meaning you fight him throughout your menus. So like he's fucking around with your sliders and stuff, and you have to like fight him with hitting him with the slider. He's messing around with like character dialogue because there's an option to turn it up or off, which that's a great quality of life feature there. And he turns it to ultra, so you immediately just start like, you get panicked because the last thing you want is every character to go back to like High on Life 1 level where they won't shut the fuck up. And he's like exploiting that, and you have to like fight him to stop him from doing that. It is so creative. And then there's so many like mini games in that fight. So like there's a section where you have to like chase him through like your face mask, and the only way to get him is like you have to stab yourself in the eye with knifey. And you're literally stabbing yourself while he's playing basically Donkey Kong. It's really creative is what I'm saying. They actually went kind of whole hog into just, fuck it, we're just going to send the silliest ideas and hopefully people like it. And I really appreciated that. I really like the vibe of just, here's a crazy little wacky boss fight with mechanics that really come out of nowhere and don't make any sense in a lot of cases, but are really fun to engage with like a ton of tiny little mini games within the fight. I really appreciated the creativity of things like that. And like I said, the story is already better. The characters don't talk as much, and the writing on them is better, so it's not as nauseating, it's not as eye-rolling. That's not to say everything hits. There's a lot of shits. There's a lot of jokes in here that definitely don't land, but for the most part, it's a lot better. It's a huge improvement in its writing. And another huge improvement is its gameplay. Like, it is much tighter. High on Life 1, I thought, was so janky and so slow, it was just a slog every time you got into a gunfight. Here, it's really enjoyable. They don't really change the formula all that much or anything, but with the addition of the skateboard making it faster, and also just the guns being fun to use here, like I think there's a lot of like creativity with the guns. Of course, you have like the trick hole things that you can use that change the way that you approach a fight. So like
trick hole
Creature, for example, you mind control an enemy, he'll fight with you for a while, and you shoot out his like kids that'll do damage and like start fighting the enemies for you. And you're skateboarding around the whole time, and you can fling your skateboard at people to hit them with it and do damage. The melee is kind of non-existent. Like there's not a whole lot to do with melee. You just swing knifey sometimes for a little bit of damage, so it's not like there's like a big, emphasis on melee or anything. But overall, the gunplay was better, the gameplay was tighter, and it was faster. So it's just a huge improvement across the board in its gameplay. Now, I do want to make it clear that doesn't mean that it's like the best gunplay you'll ever play in your life, but it is good. Like it's above serviceable. Like I enjoyed fighting things in the game, but it's very
Alright, let boy own Biddy back in.
It seems to me.
No, I won't leave you at that. God forbid. Oh, it's lunchtime. Do you want foods? Do you want foods? If so, I'll pop some in the oven. Do something. Foods or nah? No, I do not need. I have. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Let me go let these tutors back in, then I'll be back. I'm gonna put on something.
I don't call
Whatever
them
this is.
grooming gangs. I call it Pakistani rape gangs because 95% of these people are Pakistanis.
That's
So it is true.
absolutely
It
not
is true.
true. You'd like to see illegal migrants put on an island off Scotland with minimal food, your words, and let the midges do
That's
the
what
rest.
I said. You don't have illegal migrants living next to you, Emily, because you live in a part of the country that probably doesn't have them.
Feel more comfortable speaking in their native language.
don't care.
Right?
What is necessary will be incredibly painful. Restore Britain will not just stop mass immigration, we will reverse it.
Welcome back to Rattlesnake TV, guys. Over the weekend, we have seen one of the biggest moments in recent British political history, if not the biggest moment, with Rupert Lowe announcing the launch of Restore Britain as a national political party. This feels consequential, and it feels like what the British people have been wanting for a very long time now. So we're going to go through all of that in today's video, but first of all, we're going to go through a debate where Rupert Lowe absolutely wipes the floor with a former BBC journalist.
That's absolutely not
So
true.
so
That's
it is true.
absolutely
It
not
is true.
This tells us all we need to know. It is the based right versus the old guard, the liberal elite establishment, and she just goes for his jugular from the start and fails miserably. So let's go through that, and then at the end, we'll go through a little bit more about Rupert Lowe himself and about some of his policies. With that, let's get into it.
Alexis J, who, as you know, spent 7 years on a child abuse probe, says she's very unhappy with the politicisation of child sexual exploitation done, in her words, a very uninformed way. She's talking about you.
She's welcome to her own opinion, as is everybody. You know, I believe in a Britain where everybody should be able to express exactly what they want to.
Why is it funny to politicise child exploitation?
I don't have any problem. I said she's welcome to her own opinion.
But why is it funny?
But it's not funny. I mean, my driver for the rape gang inquiry is that, having looked into it, and it's something which I think a lot of people in this country probably were blissfully unaware of.
No, I don't think they were.
So,
Andrew Norfolk,
that's
who's
your
the Times
opinion.
reporter.
That's your opinion. I don't call them grooming gangs. I call it Pakistani rape gangs,
Yes, you do.
because 95% of these people are Pakistanis, and very often from a particular part of Pakistan.
That's absolutely not
So
true.
so
That's
it is true.
absolutely
It
not
is true. Emily.
So that is absolutely true. And the Pakistani grooming gang or rape gang scandal is something that spanned over 20 plus cities. It was an organized network of gangs that specifically targeted white working class girls because these Muslim men see them as inferior, essentially as spoils of war, as if they have the right to them. And they told them as much, according to the reports of the victims. And they are majority Pakistani, but the Liberal cannot acknowledge that. Because even though she is a feminist who would have stood at the mountaintop during the Me Too movement and screeched and squealed about all of these women victims, this particular instance of women being victimized and sexually assaulted goes against the blank slate ideology. It goes against the globalist ideal that all cultures are equal. So she must not listen to those girls.
Why 13-year-old girls? Why not older girls?
Because the younger girls easy to take advantage because when they're 18, 19, don't really fall for little things like that. They listen because they're vulnerable. And once you're sucked in, you can't get out. You can never get out.
Will people pay more for younger girls? The younger the girl, the more money they have.
Yeah, because it says she's a virgin, they get the pleasure of the breaking of virginity. They're tired of whore for the guy, really, and the better the pleasure.
But this is why they covered it up. The media, the government, the police all covered it up out of fear of being racist. And so let's move on now, as the most embarrassing piece of journalism I have ever seen in my entire life gets worse. And Rupert Lowe holds her feet to the fire a bit.
But anyway,
No.
let's
From 2023, no, I'm going to tell you this.
Park that.
224 white grooming gang suspects were found compared to 22 Pakistani suspects. Why do you only talk about the Pakistani grooming gangs? That's police statistics from the Times.
I've now got on
it's
my...
police statistics from the Times.
If you look at my rape gang inquiry, which you asked me about...
no, I didn't. I asked you why you're insisting on politicising child exploitation.
20,000 people have donated about £620,000 now. That shows you the depth of feeling and concern amongst British people.
Doesn't it show you should be ashamed that you are making money off a re-exploitation
I'm not. I've given money.
This
I've given
position?
money. I'm not making money. I've given money to it. I will make absolutely less than zero. I've given a substantial sum to it, as have other people who care.
Why are you doing this? Why are you just trying to talk about Pakistani grooming gangs when there are 4 times, 8 times, and 10 times as many white grooming gang suspects? We only ever hear you talk about Pakistani perpetrators.
Are you telling me there's no issue?
I'm telling you that you are focusing on Pakistani grooming gangs because probably you're racist and you don't believe that there are white perpetrators of the same crime. Can you deny that?
I am concentrating on it because it's a blot on our national history.
So she says he's profiting here. He's profiting off of all of this. No, he is getting donations to fund an inquiry that shouldn't be funded by him and their donations. And moreover, she points out that he must be doing this because he is racist. Wow, gosh, guys, 2026, and they're calling us racists. This is going to be extremely effective.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
But in all seriousness, guys, this is why he is necessary. And this is why his announcement on Twitter alone, as of recording this video, has over 34 million views. Because Brits, and the rest of the Western world for that matter, are absolutely sick of being called racist because they don't want their populations and their ancestors to be demographically replaced. They don't want all of the cultural customs which they love and know about their homelands to be systematically destroyed. They don't want roaming gangs of rapists targeting their daughters. I know that might sound shocking to the Liberal, and I know that this is something that might sound racist, but call it what you want to call it. It has to stop. Somebody has to stand up and do something about this. So me and so many others are hoping that this is a domino effect. And I know it's difficult to put our trust in man like this and to put our trust in politics, especially considering the Epstein files and all of these very, very dark and black-pilling things that have come out recently. But sometimes all it takes is one domino to fall, and then the rest will follow. But anyways, in the next part, he really catches her out because she tries to act like she cares about grooming gangs, but not when it comes to Pakistanis. And she's trying to hold him to a certain standard when he would just so obviously want white grooming gangs prosecuted. But the problem is here that they're running cover for the Pakistani grooming gangs. Anyways, let's have a listen.
And you will know Andrew Norfolk, who's the Times reporter, who started the reporting on this in 2011.
Andrew Norfolk's done some
he
good
said
work.
the way this issue has been raised by people like Musk, like you, is exploiting these girls, making the victims all over again.
He has said some very good things, but
Yes.
I am not satisfied that the British establishment has dealt with this for a number of reasons. And in my view, it's linked to county lines, drugs. There's a whole raft of things that have not been properly dealt with. You can throw as much liberal cant as you want at me, but I am not going to back down, and it's perfectly within my right.
Yeah.
And if you can't see the fact that 20,000 people have put their trust in me, I feel incredibly humbled by that. They have contributed because they know there's an issue here that the state has not dealt with.
The Liberal cant is asking whether all grooming is bad in this country, all exploitation of young girls is bad, or just one particular type done by one